to the good days, here's to the sorrows. If this is a mistake, I know about tomorrow. I don't wanna fight no more, cause I don't feel the need no more, no. Just wanna make it stop. Maybe it's something in the water, or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. We had a good run, don't say we didn't. I was your first love, and you were my first one. Cheers to all the memories, the venom and the remedies, yeah. Promise I won't forget, yeah. Maybe it's something in the water, or maybe we just hit the end of the road. Right now it doesn't even matter. It's too late not to let it go. And that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. So baby, bye. It's for the best and you know why. You gotta leave me here tonight before we make this even worse. It's gonna hurt even more than this does. We gave it up, we had it's time to say bye, baby, bye. I'll be, you'll be, yeah, we'll be fine. So let's call it a night, and that's why I wish you the best and say goodbye. You start to get dressed and then we cry, cause we both know it's gonna hurt, but not as much as this does. So baby, bye. It's for the best and you know why. You gotta leave me here right now before we make this even worse. It's gonna hurt even more than this does.
Hello, everybody. How's it going? I don't have my background set up yet in my new place. It's been a long week. I'm a tired girl. Let's see. I'm just making sure I've got everything prepared. So I guess we have a couple options. One of them I would rather do than the other, but it's like it's an hour and a half video and I'm tired. I don't know if we're going to be here forever if we do that one, but it's a good one. So I'm not even going to give you the other option. I think we're just going to go ahead and do that one. Let's see. This is it. This has to be it. Okay. Yeah, that one's it. It's a Young Living video, but it's like a team huddle, which are my favorite ones to react to. And hello to everybody. You have plants though. I do. They're fake, but they're green. They're there. Iris. No. Iris. Hers is getting used to, the new place. Hers is doing her best. Let's see. You can come in, Iris. They don't look fake? Oh, yes. Okay, great. Then I should have just said nothing. Anyway, yeah, so this video is going to be long. We're going to get started here in just a second, okay? Like probably in the next minute, because it's an hour and a half long video and Y'all know me. I'm not the longest. I don't go live that long. I mean, I did do a 3 hour live, a 3.5 hour live last weekend. You're welcome. Oh, and the anti MLM myth people or whatever, she posted about me on her Facebook. Hers was not happy. I just told her, tag me next time. Okay? Do that next time. Also, thank you for the promotion on my video. Much appreciated. Anyway, JJ sent you video gold this past week. You did. Did you send me the Park Lane video? Because I have it on my list to react to, like in a edited video by Ava. Laura, I think, did you send me the Park Lane one? Anyway, I think I need to debunk essential oils yet again. Wait, who posts about you? Let me show you. Her name's, I wonder if she's blocked me yet. I'll show you. Y'all know who it is. It's the lady. Okay, it's the lady from, I'm gonna stop talking and just show you. It's this lady. Make sure it's showing. Yeah. So she posted, it's her and her husband. She posted this about me. And this guy came and commented some ridiculous stuff because he doesn't have a lot of logic. So I deleted his comments too, by the way, because I can do what I want. And I enjoy doing that. My favorite thing to do to people who are like wild and spread false information and misinformation is to hide them from my channel so they can keep commenting, but no one will ever see their comments. Anyway, Allison Jade is the lady right from this video. The anti-MLM myths or whatever. I forgot what it's called. But she said, people have made some pretty hateful videos about us on YouTube. I haven't watched most of them because they're outrageously mean and false, but I'm so grateful for Kevin or whatever. What's funny is, how do you know they're outrageously mean and false if you haven't watched them? Okay? That's one of my favorite things to hear. Like Brittany, Be a Boss Babe, does that all the time. She's like, I didn't watch it, but it's terrible. And I'm like, you don't know that because you didn't watch it. Anyway, there's so much hate and fear out there. Let's all be love and solutions to restore balance. Well, Allison, my video is restoring balance to your misinformation. So I hope you enjoyed it. Anywho, I just sent you another post she did this morning. Was it the anti-MLM post? Because she did that one before she did the video on mine. Hold on, I'm in my post. Yeah. Yeah, I saw that. Yeah, thank you, Charlene. Not hateful, full of data and facts. I'm just saying. That's what we are doing, ma'am. Anyway, so the other video I have to react to was her other video, but I just don't think it's going to be as good as this one. I think this Young Living video is really good. I am going to react to Allison and Jared in the future. I have a few of their videos downloaded anyway because they're wild. But we'll go ahead and get started. Move to live chat and like the stream. Thank you, Eloise. I appreciate it. Yeah, don't forget, move to live chat, not top chat, and go ahead and like the stream. I'd appreciate it. So let's go ahead and watch. I'll go ahead and make myself like this. Come on, Anne.
Oh, that made my heart so happy.
There we go.
I may or may not have tinkled in my britches during the filming of such video.
What the hell did we just walk into? Oh my God. Memo, what happened? I've been having trouble with my brain not braining, so if my comments are off topic or out of left field, I apologize in advance. Memo, you can comment whatever you want and I'll let it pass. Okay? You've been here as long as anyone. Maybe not as long as Charlene, but Charlene's like, you know, day one. Memo, you are right there with her. So tinkle as in wee wee? Yeah, as in wee wee. Listen, I don't hate against anyone who accidentally potties in their pants, but I just wasn't expecting that. Well, this looks like an edible stream. Go ahead and give it a lick. You know what I'm saying? Wait, this is me right now. Kim Perryman. Sorry? I'm sorry? Same. I'm sorry. What did you just say? Excuse me? Ann Fisher left. Oh, wait. She's in Monat. This is Monat. This is not Young Living. I am so sorry. I had just a brain fart just then. Wee-weeing and farting everywhere. No, she's in Monat. You're right, Charlene. And you know what? I even wrote it down. I wrote down Ann Fisher Monat Team Huddle. And I spelled Huddle wrong. It's been a day. Anyway, thank you for that correction. I appreciate it. All right, let's Brandy, we embrace all comments here. I'm proof of that. Brandy, we do embrace it and we love you. Lick, like, love the stream. Thank you so much. Yes. All right, let's watch.
Susie may or may not have twisted her foot during the filming of the unicorn foot races, but it was all Kelly's trying not to laugh. It was the best. And here's the thing, like, we're idiots and we're not even sad about it. Anyway, everybody should get to belly laugh like that. We got a lot of people jumping on. We got a lot to talk about. Get your coffee or your energy, and we're gonna huddle like a fam bam, because that's what we do.
Like a fam bam.
So, here's the thing. The last 3 Saturdays, I've been talking about junk from other companies that are trying to raid Monat. And I'm like, and this is the last time we're going to talk about the drama. Let's get on with business. And then the next wave hits. I told Ray, I said, we just keep getting hit with all these waves and it's fine. We just go get our boogie board and ride them. We're just.
Y'all better grab your damn boogie boards, because I'm going to ride this wave crazy. I'm going to get a surfboard and I'm going to ride the big old wave. And you know how it tunnels? Me riding right through it. Coming out the other side. Bam Bam sounds X-rated. Y'all are on it today.
We're gonna go with it and figure it out. It is
That's right,
pruning season.
Oh.
I just legit 5 minutes before this Zoom sent that to Ray. Like, it's pruning. You ever prune a bush? Like, if you guys have tree, like, we live in the country, we got, our flower beds, and there was this one plant and it had these weird little twigs. Got my boogie board out. We riding. And we clipped it back because we heard you're supposed to clip it back. And I have a black thumb. If you guys don't know that, I do. And so you go to prune it because you're supposed to do that. And you're like, oh, I think I killed it. I think I killed my plant. This looks rough. And then 3 weeks later, it's this amazing, like, fast growing, amazing, huge flowering bush that is taking over my flower bed.
Gotcha.
Pruning hurts. It stings like a sap sucker, but it's necessary. And the outcome is usually massive.
It's funny because she's acting like she wants what's happening to happen. She's like, oh yeah, this is good. We want this. Like, let's go. Let's prune. Let's ball. And it's like, you would do almost anything to not have this happen, Anne. All right. Take a deep breath, my girl. Yeah. Charlene said, so there is a mass exodus, Anne? Yes. Where's Mandy? She's in Anne's downline. Is she? Ooh. Mandy. Oh, God. Do you remember when she was like all over anti-MLM stuff because of her craziness, her racism, and yeah, I think it was mostly racism. I'm trying to think of what else it was, but definitely that. I mean, blatant racism is wild.
Vivid, amazing growth, guys. We're number one. Like, we're one of the best network and marketing companies out there. We're one of the fastest growing right now in a world where network marketing companies are shutting down. And so,
number one, true, you are shutting down. Number two, prove it. Prove it. You can't just say, they do this. They say it and don't prove it. Like, they just say crap and make it sound like it's right. It's not. Just prove it. I'd love to see statistics.
So people are always going to be coming at us, and we're going to.
And you know what's funny is I did a video recently on a different company that said the same thing. Like, they're their number one fastest network market now. Yeah. But then I proved they were wrong too.
So. Going to take hits from companies that are trying to raid us, that are trying to grab our people. They want our leadership. Other companies want our leadership. Eric Worre has said it so many times. He's like, the leadership with this company is unlike anything I've ever seen with another network marketing company. If you guys don't know who Eric Worre is, number one guru in the world of network marketing. Monat has made a very powerful union with him, and he is going to take us into massive growth. Absolutely. Monat strong. That's something you're going to hear us say a lot, because we have taken so many hits over the years because we are such an anomaly in the industry. We're the first one in network marketing to do hair care and say, we're going to just do all hair care. We're the first one that's done a lot of things. We're the first one that said, we're going to be a social selling company, meaning we're going to use social influence to market this product and brand. And then everyone has followed.
Okay, but no, number one, no, social selling is network marketing. You can put, let me try to think of what I'm trying to say. I want to change it up a little bit. You can put a donkey tail on a duck and call it a donkey, but that thing is still a damn duck. Okay? I'm just saying.
Suit. We always come back stronger. And so it's just a huge, like, it's just a part of it. When you're number one, everybody challenges that. And we're the number one premium hair care brand in the world. Number one, oh, we got people in the waiting room. Let me add them in. Number one premium hair care company in the world, but then we're also one of the fastest growing social selling brands in the world still, despite everything that's going on. And, people are always going to come and go. We're not going to talk shade. I know a lot of things about a lot of the other companies, the people that are trying to raid and take our field and our leadership. It's because they want them to help build something somewhere else. It's just a part of it, right? And some people are going to go, and that's a part of the pruning that we're talking about. Some people are done. Some people's journey has changed. Some people are not happy where they're at and they want to go try something else. And I have never been the kind of person that's going to whack somebody upside the head for that. Like, if this is not your place, then go. Because we don't want somebody here that's muddy in the water and festering and rotting and, stirring the cesspool and bringing everything down here when we are on such a massive growth and high. Like, nobody has a bigger first quarter than the fourth quarter. Nobody, that doesn't happen. That's not a thing. It's always fourth quarter is always the biggest quarter. And this year, that's what's happening because of this growth alliance with Eric, this incredible, we were on the perfect 10 for everybody. Shout out to all our perfect 10 people. If you want to leave, we wish you well. We do. God bless your little pea-picking heart. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. And
hold on.
Alliance with Eric, this incredible, we were on the perfect 10 for everybody. Shout out to all our perfect 10 people. If you want to leave, we wish you well. We do. God bless your little pea-picking heart.
Pea-picking heart? Can someone translate that for me? They're not even a top 58. See, yeah. I talked about that earlier. Like I was talking about in the video that someone else said something like that. Little what did she say? Someone can translate that. I know it. Eric Worre is the after pick for Monat. Yeah. Also, don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. If that isn't Southern, if that isn't, what is it? Hold on. Brain, let's work. If that isn't someone, God bless your little heart, politely, fuck you. Yeah. If that's not Southern, hate, if that's not Southern mean girl, I don't know what is. Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you. Yeehaw,
Don't let the door hit you where the good Lord split you and go. Just go. If that's your thing.
Thank you, Charlene. Southern passive aggressiveness. That's exactly what I was going for. Yes.
And go. It's fine.
Okay.
You fine. Go. But it's just this growth alliance with Eric. Eric has only partnered ever with 2 companies because he is a generic guru. So he teaches the field of network marketing the world over, and has for 35 years, right? After he made millions in network marketing, building a company and growing a team, which gives him his, expertise in what we're doing. And then that company shut down. So he, instead of going back into network marketing, he chose to teach the field what he's learned. And that's what he's done for 30-some years. He is the best, the biggest, the crazy, amazingest guru and coach in the field of network marketing that's out there. And I can say that because I've mentored with him for 5 years. So I know this to be true. So here's the thing, we can focus on the negative that keeps coming at us. And listen, this is going to keep coming. Things like this are going to happen. And it's always alarming. And my phone blows up and it's oh my gosh, what next? What next? There's always going to be a what next, guys. We have to steel ourselves. Listen, we can make more money than the average person ever does in the world of working 9 to 5s. That's just one of the glorious things about network marketing.
First off, that's not true. That's not true. There are people who work 9 to 5s that make exceptionally more money. Well, so there's people who work way, way more hours than 9 to 5s that make way more. Like some doctors work 24-hour shifts. They make way more money than anyone in MLM. But all that to say, but the truth shows that that's a lie. It also shows that that's the furthest from the actual truth, which is the majority of people won't make money.
One of the most amazing things. I have always just been amazed that a stay-at-home mom with no college education, no marketing experience, no anything, I'm just a stay-at-home mom, could actually join a business.
And a scammer. Stay-at-home mom and a scammer, in my opinion. Also, you join Monat at the beginning, so you're a Tony Van Schoik, but your name's Ann Fisher. That's the only difference.
And be $1 million earner. Like that's pretty phenomenal. There's nothing out there I could go do that I'm qualified for to make the kind of money that we do. Unfortunately, this is one of the things of it. I used to work in retail. That was hard work, man. And I did not get rewarded for the work that I put in. And that was just, it's like, this is just part of what we have to deal with. And so how you deal with it can make or break you. Like at the end of the day, you have to decide how you're going to take the waves that keep coming. And they're not the last wave. Like it's going to always happen.
Hey, DC. Welcome, pal. I'm glad to see you. Can and do are two different things. That's right, Unicorn Hustler. Can and do are two different things. Anna Fisher's a wild ride. Oh, I can tell so far. It has been a bit wild. Charlene said it is absolutely mathematically impossible to duplicate Anne's success. Right. Because no one will ever be Ann Fisher. Like no one's ever going to be in her same position because she was there at the beginning of Monat. And you can't just start Monat over again.
Always going to be attacked because when you're number one, you're always going to be challenged. You're always going to be attacked. People are always going to come at you. They want what you've got. They want your leadership because we have phenomenal leadership.
Did you know you won't always be attacked? Did you know that if you're successful in something and you're like top dog at it, you're not always going to, that's the thing with MLMs is they think this is how it is everywhere, but it's not. Like your experience in MLM is not how it is everywhere. So you saying, well, you'll always be attacked. Well, no, you're a leader in your company. You're not always going to be attacked. You might be challenged as you should be, but you won't be attacked. Normally people earn those things properly. Not all the time, but a lot of times they do compared to MLM at least. And so this idea that, Anne said it herself, she doesn't have a lot of experience in anything. So for her to act like she has experience business-wise and can teach us is beyond me. But it's not, you can't compare, like, you can't say this is how it is everywhere when you don't know how it is everywhere.
We have phenomenal leaders in this field. They're in this chat right now. They're on this Zoom right now. They have their team on this Zoom right now because, okay, so there's a lot of questions. We're going to get to that in just a second, but I just want to start, and I'm not going to get into dish and ugly stuff, just so that you know. If you came here expecting that, that's not where I'm going with this. I will address facts and we will move on because
I am so excited. Addressing facts. Let's see. How many of you think she's actually going to have a source? Anyone? No? Yeah, same. I don't think she'll have a source either.
Is like we need to deal with it, and I don't want to sweep anything under the rug because it's just kind of a darned if you do, darned if you don't. You sweep it under the rug and say, listen, I'm just not going to address the junk. I'm not going to deal with the ankle biters. You're always going to have ankle biters. And at some point, if you take your time just dealing with every single one of them, then you just wear yourself out and you're not focusing, you're not keeping the main thing. But things get ugly enough sometimes you have to address it. And then you just move on, right? And so I don't want anybody to ever feel like we're not talking because we're scared or, ooh, they're not addressing it. It must be true. Imagination's the biggest nation in the world. And if you don't know facts and you don't understand them, then
what? She just said, imagine, nom, ankle biters. Imagination's the biggest nation in the world. All right.
Things can get really scary really fast in your mind. So we're going to address it. We're going to move on. But I will start this by making my statement. Y'all, I'm a Monat dinosaur. I'm one of the first market partners that joined this brand almost 10 years ago.
Thank you. Yes, we know.
I am a $13 million earner with this company currently. And I 1000% stand.
I'm pretty sure she is higher up in rank than Tony Van Schoik. Because I'm pretty sure Tony Van Schoik said she's a $10 million earner. Am I wrong?
With the Urdaneta family. I 1000% support this brand, and I will fight tooth and nail to defend it every day of the week and twice on Sunday. So let me be perfectly clear.
Okay, so I just Googled what does pea pickin' heart mean? And it means add pea pickin' between your and heart, and that means you are beyond stupid or ignorant. So it's pretty much saying like, bless your pea pickin' heart, like you poor stupid thing. That's another way to phrase that. You poor stupid thing. So when we say Southern passive aggressiveness, like Charlene said, amen. 10 out of 10. And you are such a nice person. It's so sweet.
When I say I am team Monat, we are Monat strong, and we will weather the storms that keep coming because we've done that since day one. This isn't our first rodeo with the.
Okay, I'm going to say something that is definitely an opinion, and some of you might not agree, but can we stop using stuff like, she said Monat strong, like Monat has had like a serious accident where they're hurting, or like, because when people use like, when people say something strong, like a name and strong, it's usually because that person's going through a serious illness or got, is in the hospital, or, there's something that happened that's very significant that person is hurt or needs a lot of support. So saying Monat strong is just taking what it means and like making it not seem as important. Monat strong? I think not. Let's not use that phrase for that. That is so annoying to me. Like, as someone who works in a hospital and sees all these kids that are very sick, and a lot of them will have like that kind of support, like their name strong or whatever. Like, they are fighting a hard battle. A lot of them, especially people who are struggling with cancer, they are actually fighting for their life. You aren't. So let's not. DC said your founders fucked over Monat. Stop it, Anne. Ugh, right. All right, I'm glad some of y'all agree with that, because if Monat's strong, I want to be weak. Right. I just that kind of thing bothers me so much when, especially people in MLM, like to take different phrases and kind of water it down to fit their narrative, and it's just not worth it. Did not have pea picking on my MLM Zoom bingo card. No. Orlando strong was after a mass shooting. Boston strong was after the marathon bombings. Shut the fuck up, and disrespectfully. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, those are great examples too of ways you would use those that are appropriate. And like, I know people who have gone through cancer, have gone through serious illness, or who've been in like really bad car wrecks and whatnot, that are in the hospital, struggling, that they will use that same phrase because it has that, it is meant to be used that way.
Storms. Some of them are a little uglier than others. Some of them sting a little harder than others. But just be clear, it's just part of the world we navigate. Ray had someone from another company tell him, he's like, oh, this is the first time you dealt with this. Like an employee bringing a lawsuit against you or something like that. He said, please just get ready. It's not ever going to stop. It just means you're doing well. There's a saying that says, when you feel like things are kind of falling apart, well, that just means that you're going through massive growth, because that's what happens when you're growing.
That's not true. That's ridiculous. They act like they have to be going through the hardest thing ever to experience growth. I don't think, yes, there is pain in growth, and it can be difficult to go through things while growing, or it takes difficult experiences to grow, but that's not always true.
Growing pains. So there's a lot of questions. A lot of major companies experience this. Monat is not the only one. It happens all the time. And understanding that kind of helps to know you're not the only one that's going through it. Sometimes you feel like you're out there on a dinghy by yourself, and it's just not true. People are going to claim what they want.
I also forgot that, did y'all know Stuart McMillan is suing Monat? I mean, I forgot to mention it. I knew about it like when it came out, but I forgot to mention it. Did y'all know that? I know some of you know. Charlene, I love you. Your potty mouth today is bringing me great joy. Charlene said the only thing Monat is strong with is their bullshit. Yeah. So Stuart McMillan, y'all remember Stu? Y'all remember Stu? He's suing Monat. So there's that. Maybe we'll talk about it later.
Always, 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 the first question you need to ask when things like this happen is like, where's the orientation of it and what's their motivation behind it? People don't innocently accuse or people don't innocently claim stuff without some kind of motivation behind it. Right?
What? There's two things I want to talk about. One, DC said that Stu says the company's a cult. You know, things have to hit off all the fans. I've got to show you a video I've done before. I hate Stu. Oh, hold on. I'm shaking hearing that he's saying that. I'm visibly shaking if you could see me. Ugh. Let me show you why. Because Stu is someone who has made it a cult. Let me show you why. You know what? I should send this to Monat to use against him. Of course, it won't help them out much, but this in particular, this video, beware of this new kind of cult. Monat ministry manipulating people using their faith. And you know who heads it? Stuart McMillan. Look at his face. He's right there. Y'all can see him. Look at him right there. He was part of the problem. And it is so frustrating. Anyway, I'm going to remove that. And then I'm going to listen to what, I've got to, hold on, I got to write that down. I've got to look into it more. Sorry, y'all. Again, I got to write it down. If I don't write it down, I'll forget. Okay. Anyway. So just mad he's not the cult leader anymore. Right. Okay. Anyway, I got to hear what's her face says again. Hold on.
There's a lot of drama. Kind of helps to know you're not the only one that's going through it. Sometimes you feel like you're out there on a dinghy by yourself and it's just not true. People are going to claim what they want. Always, 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 the first question you need to ask when things like this happen is like, where's the orientation of it and what's their motivation behind it? People don't innocently accuse or people don't innocently claim stuff without some kind of motivation behind it.
Okay, so let's think this through. People don't innocently accuse or claim stuff without motivation behind it. Okay. So, people don't innocently claim something happened without motivation behind it. It depends on the situation, I think. If my motivation is to put that person in jail because they stole something or they hurt someone, well, I mean, that's fine. What I guess my question is, what's wrong with having motivation behind something that you're doing, like in this instance, claiming or saying something that someone did? Right, Melissa. Okay, it's something I'm trying to talk. Something I'm trying to think. That makes zero sense. Everyone has motivation behind their actions. Thank you. Whether good, bad, or neutral. Okay. Yes. Alicia says innocent people don't accuse other people. In what universe? What are we talking about? Or you can tell she's not a girl's girl. Yeah. These people are. Yes. Okay. So there is always motivation behind things that we do. There's always motivation. You don't do something without a certain motivation. Eating. I'm going to eat this. Why? Because I'm hungry and I want to be full. Or I'm hungry and I want to, I don't know, nourish my body or whatever. I'm going to go for a walk. Why? Because I want some fresh air and to get some sun and whatever. Like there's always motivation behind doing something. So for her to say that, it just, like you said, it doesn't make sense. Oh, and Melissa, this is a good point. And people don't file lawsuits for shits and giggles. They are expensive and take forever and are massively stress-inducing. Yes, agreed. Jennifer said, OMG, how do these Huns not know to turn their cameras off when they are eating, blowing their noses, getting up? Yeah. These people are Alexandra. But anyway, it's just ridiculous. Like the phrase, this is what happens when you get someone who doesn't know shit trying to act like they know shit. That's all I'm going to say about that.
Right. There's a lot of drama out in the world. Brands I use every day have lawsuits. They got drama between their employees, their CEO stepped down, they're this, they're this. I don't get involved in the drama. Do I like the coffee or not? I do. I'm going to keep buying it.
I hope it's not Starbucks. Sit down, Anne. Also, here's my thought. Why is Stu suing? Well, we know that money-wise, like he's suing because he wasn't paid certain whatever. And there are different things that he's talking about in the lawsuit, including them being a cult, as DC said. And I haven't gone through it much at all. I just know like certain points, but there are reasons he's suing. And maybe if it's your company that you're working for, you should look into why there's a lawsuit. Why is it happening? Because if you're going to support that company, like if you're going to be a face of that company, you should probably know.
Like, unless it's not on the shelf anymore, I'm going to keep buying. I don't care. I don't care. It doesn't matter. You guys deal with your drama. I love my shirt that I bought on Amazon. Do I care if their owners are fighting? I don't care. Like, that doesn't, I like the shirt. I'm going to buy another one if I can, because I like it. And I don't care. You can get yourself caught up in drama of everything. You can spend all of your waking moments worrying about he said, she said, every detail, all the things. But at the end of the day, like, what's your reason for being here? You got to ask yourself, why did I say yes? I didn't join this company to join the president. I didn't join this company to join the CEO. I didn't know them. I didn't even know who they were when I signed up with Monat. I'm going to be honest. I did not know who they were. And I didn't care at that time because it was about me trying to make $500 for my family because we were desperate financially. And today I know them, I love them. But at the end of the day, I didn't join this company for any of those reasons. I joined the company because my family needed a better life. And that's what I worked for since day one. And that's what I continue to work for today. So, taking it to social. What? Exactly. I love that. Taking it to social, you're just talking to each other. Your potentials and customers have no idea what you're talking about. Who are you using your platform to talk to? Like, and that's another thing about like one of the current companies that's trying to rate us, and they're not the first and they won't be the last, that are trying to, and you got to ask yourself, like, what's their whole marketing plan? Their entire marketing plan is to bash Monat to grow themselves. We have leaders that left to go to another brand, and like literally their entire thing, and they're dishing the tea. And I'm like, why would you start a business with such negativity and hatefulness? And why do you care? You left, you're going somewhere else. So then you have to ask yourself, what's their motivation in what they're doing? And I have this business opportunity for you. Aren't you worried about that company you're with now? Listen, I've got this better opportunity for you. I heard they changed the formulas on the bottles. Ooh, I heard that they have lessened the comp plan or changed the comp plan.
So what's interesting I'm hearing here is not only she's talking about Stuart, because she definitely is, but she's also talking about Haley Stell, the lady who left for Olive Tree, Angela Sumner as well. Just some things they talked about. JJ sent you the lawsuit if you haven't seen it yet. Yay for Florida sunshine laws and public records. Thank you, Charlene. I was about to freaking pay something to download that damn thing. I appreciate it. I will download it and look through it here pretty soon. Did she say raid or rate? Raid them? Yeah, raid. She said raid. LOL, she's just saying facts about Monat. It's true.
I heard this. I heard that. Don't you want this one? This one's better over here. And I'll just say this. People are becoming like super sleuths and looking at ingredients on bottles from 2017 to 2018. And I'm like, can you not do research on the company you've partnered with?
Super sleuths, or just simply, you don't have to be a sleuth to look at ingredients. Wackadoodle.
I'm kind of scratching my head on that one because there's a lot of stuff out there. A lot of stuff out there about other companies, and I'd be worrying about who you partnered with more than a bottle with ingredients that are changed and all the things.
Well, here's the deal. If y'all are lying about those ingredients, I think that's important. I would want to be like, if I was with that company and I found out, oh my gosh, they say this, but it's actually this. Hello, what company was it that got in huge trouble? It was, so Boo obviously got in trouble for what they were doing, but there's another company that got in trouble because they had, it was paparazzi, right? They're like, we are free of, what was it? Whatever. They come to find out, They weren't. It did actually have some of that substance in it. One of y'all is going to remember. One of y'all is going to know. I can't remember though. Nickel. Lead and nickel. Thank you, Melissa and DC. Yes. For example, paparazzi. Like, they got in trouble for that. It had lead and nickel, even though they said it didn't. And so that, I think, is very valid. I don't see why you wouldn't do that.
Things, but that may be me just being a little snarky. I'll move on from that. So facts only, please. Brooke Rash, I'm here for it. So, wave one, this other company is trying to pirate from Monat, and they're bashing and using rumors and infactual statements and all this junk, unfactual, maybe that's the word I'm looking for, to market.
Unfactual? Is that actually a word? Hold on, let me Google it. Is it? It is. Good for her. I didn't think it was. It's funny that she says this is not like it's not factual, like there's no truth to it, because she's not showing us that it's not. If you say, hey, this isn't true, here, you've also got to say, here's why. At least in my opinion. If you're going to say this is not true, if you're going to say this is true, please show why you say that thing. Or I don't believe you.
Their new company. And anytime people start like that, like we've had other companies do that, and it didn't end well for them. Like, it didn't end well because it's a house of cards. They're building on criticism of another brand. And for me, I just don't feel like, like, if you're not building with integrity and all of the right things, then how can your business truly succeed? And usually it doesn't. So we'll just I'm just done with all of that. I'm done. Like, I'm just done. Now, recently.
Yeah, sounds like you're done, Anne. Sounds like you're done. You spent 15 minutes and 29 seconds talking about it.
We're going to address this because people keep asking, is nobody going to talk about the lawsuit? And yes, we're going to talk about it. We've been talking about it.
Let's go.
But you can choose to immerse yourself in all the fear and the worry and the festering, rotten wounds and all the junk, or you can say, what's the truth? What's the motivation? And what are we going to do about it? Like, at the end of the day, you're the most important part of this factor. Like, what's the most important thing here? What did you start Monat for? What do you want out of your business? That's the question you have to ask yourself today. For me, my family, our well-being and our life. Along the way of this journey,
it doesn't matter why you started it. It doesn't, that means nothing for the lawsuit. Who cares? If shit's going on in Monat and you don't support it, that doesn't mean you should stay. You can go. It doesn't matter if you started it for your family. That's so weird, Anne.
I've made a ton of friends, people I call very dear friends.
So?
The Urdanettas being some of those people. I love our previous president. I do. I called him a friend as well. But he was voluntold to step down from his position.
Oh! I'm so sorry. That was so loud. He was voluntold. He was told to step down. Stu didn't even want to go. Did y'all know that? Because I didn't know he was voluntold. I didn't know he was told to step down. I thought he was tired of it. Did y'all know that he was voluntold? That is tea, Alicia. Stu was voluntold. So Stu was told, you need to step down or we're going to fire you. Like, it's time. Did y'all know that? Voluntold, does everyone have a big enough cup for this tea? I'm saying. Voluntold makes no sense as a word. It's yeah, they were like, they probably said, hey, we're either going to fire you or you need to step down. That is tea I was not expecting. Good for them. Thank you, Anne.
Last year. And anytime an employee separates from a company, it's usually not in a really great place unless they're going on to something else.
Okay, Anne, that doesn't make sense because you don't know shit about nothing. Also, what if Anne's wrong? Right? How am I supposed to believe Anne that he was voluntold? Because now what she's doing is trying to discredit him and make him look like some what he's called us before too, some like bitter person. honestly, who knows the truth? Now, I would like to believe he's voluntold because of the T, but yeah, who knows?
But if somebody's voluntold to step down, that means there's issues there. There's issues there, clearly. And that is going to, fester. And so it's festered for a while. And now here, the former president of Monat is bringing lawsuit against Monat. And
It's a 50-page lawsuit, and there's something there. Okay. Now, here's the deal. I don't support either side. Stu can crawl in a hole for all I care. I don't give a damn about him. But I do like that. I do like the infighting of MLM. So I'm in full support. Like, sue him, Stu. I don't like you. And I'm going to call out your bullshit lies in your lawsuit, but it brings me joy.
I'm sure a lot of you have read the document. Some of you may not even heard about it. Some of you don't even care. And guess what? We're going to talk about it and then we're going to move on because I don't want to give it a lot of time. I have a business to run. I have a business that's blowing up.
And calm down and relax.
But yeah, the mute button is strong. Yeah, voluntold. Voluntold. So I hear you, but it was presented that he was retiring, not voluntold to step down. Well, I don't know where you heard that from, Candace. I mean, there's a lot of rumors in the
And what do you mean? That's exactly what he and Monat said, that he was retiring. I'm trying to relax. Here we go. Okay. I just had to take a moment.
field. What I have always known is that he was voluntold to step down. Like, that's it. And why am I saying voluntold? Because there was a lot of love there for this relationship that's been going on for 10 years. And it was the best way to handle circumstances. And everybody could, it just was an honorable way to separate that relationship instead of saying, you're fired, and telling the field, he's fired. Like, it's just a better way. And Ray has a big heart and loved our former.
Well, that's a damn lie. Ray, the leader of Monat, puff freaking leaves.
Former president a lot. And so it was just the way that they did it because it was best all around, right? So there were reasons for that. Okay. It didn't come out of the blue. It's not because Monat's going under. It's not because Monat was selling. It's not because Monat was looking for investors to get him out of a hole. None of those rumors are true. There are reasons. I'm not going to go into those because I am, I'm privy to a lot of things, but
Okay, Anne. Melissa, this is so true and so good. Melissa J says, telling people something is a rumor when we have it in black and white is classical information control. Ugh. Right, because the majority of these people are never going to look at the black and white. They're never going to look at the truth. They're going to take it from Anne and act as though she's right.
it's not things that I can always talk about because it can be hurtful, right? He was voluntold to step down and that festered and rotted away. He did stay on as a board member for quite some time. And then there was a time that they just needed to part ways. And there were reasons for that, right? Without bashing anyone or whatever. So now here comes this ugly lawsuit. And if you've read the papers, great. If you haven't, great. Like, I wouldn't go down the rabbit hole because it's neither here nor there. It doesn't matter, right? A lot of accusations, but the one thing I want to bullet point about.
Here's the deal. Accusations against something doesn't mean they're true or they're false. It's just an accusation until it's no longer that, right? Until it is either proved to be true or proved to be false. So she's acting as like an accusation is like he's a bitter man who's lying about money, but that's just an accusation is just that. It is neither truth nor false. No, it's neither true nor false. If that makes sense.
About that is just say at the end of all of this mess and all these things is if you will release me from my non-compete clause, I'll drop everything. You got to ask yourself the motivation for everything, right?
And I don't know if that's true or not, though, by the way. I haven't looked it up. Here's the deal. People don't write a 50-page lawsuit and then just say, I'll drop everything if you just let me non-compete. There are things in there that are intense. And the reason I know that is because one of those things is him calling Monat a cult, which I've said, and I've already shown you that I've talked about how Stu was a leader of that, but whatever. She's saying a whole lot without saying anything at all. Yes, Rose and Marigolds, I agree. Consider the source, consider the motive. Well, I agree on that. Same.
Ask yourself the motivation behind everything.
I agree, Melissa. This is also a good point. Melissa J's on a roll, and your dogs are cute. Melissa J says, or maybe Stuart waited patiently for the Urdanettas to fulfill their contractual obligations to him, and they didn't, and he was left with no other recourse but to sue. Exactly. Anna said, if you read the papers, but please don't, because I can't tell you what to believe. I wouldn't go down that rabbit hole. It's easier for me if you don't. Yeah, exactly. A lot of you mentioned it, but this is a big... what she's doing currently is proving Stuart right with the information control. She's using the bite model. She's using Pink's bite model to prove that they're a cult and also to make sure people believe her.
If all of these worries and angst were such a thing, how would that make it all go away? How would all of that make it okay? So I'm just going to let again, I don't want to go into, he said this and I heard this and they said that and I heard this person and this person who knows everything said this. It's like you're a battering ram between, whatever. And I've been here for 10 years. And so I love all of these people. I can step back from it and say, I love you all. I'm praying for everyone that it can part and separate. And
I think that Stu does not love you, Anne. That's for damn sure.
And everybody can just be okay, right? But I will fiercely defend the brand that has changed my life and the people that continue to show up in a very authentic way.
Now think of why. What is Anne's motive for defending the brand that changed her life? She's like, think of the motive, think of this, think of that. It's like, okay, Anne, let me think of the motive why you are saying and doing this. To keep these people in your downline to make money.
And support them and support this business because that's my heart. And knowing everything that I know, that is my stand. That is my stand. Knowing everything that I know, that is where I stand. So it can be fearful. It can be scary when you read these things and hear these things. And if you're a new market partner, you've probably not even heard about any of this. And guess what? Good on you, man. Like, it's probably just better. It just feels like this is a topic between two people that are trying to settle that stuff. And I think it can bring fear and people are like, what's going to happen? What's going to happen? What's going to happen? I'm looking. Okay, you can believe what you're told, or you can believe what you see and experience is how I see it. Stuart said he was retiring. Brooke, yes, they were very kind to allow him to retire publicly. That's the best way that we can say it. That's the best way that we can say it. Yes, I mean, I haven't even been following the chat. Anyway, so at the end of the day, yeah, big agenda. There's just a lot, guys. There's a lot. And you know what? I will say this. I know Ray at the end of the day has been very hurtful. Jenny, commissions were in fact cut in half. Mine weren't. If volume is down, commission is down. And the COVID bubble burst for the whole industry, not just for Monat. Yeah, and that's a serious allegation.
Mine weren't. But then you just talked about the bubble burst and how everyone is down and the entire industry is down. So are you lying? You were just hypocritical in your statements there.
Like, do you have proof where your commission's cut in half? And the first question I'm going to ask you is, how many VIPs did you sign up? How many market partners did you sign up?
Of course. It's your fault. It's your fault why commissions are down. Even though I, as Anne, just said that the Monat or the COVID bubble just burst and every MLM is suffering. Okay, Anne. I don't like Anne.
Or were you writing something that you built a couple of years ago? I don't know. I don't know what your back office looks like. But I can say my commissions dropped, but I've been very honest about that. My recruiting dropped. You said
You just said, Anne, that yours were not cut in half. You were like, mine aren't. Victim blaming bingo. I got bingo. Yeah. What is she even? The ultimate gaslight gatekeeping boss babe, right? Ugh. Victim blaming. It's just Anne keeps saying one thing and then says another, and it's the opposite of that one thing. Stick with the story, Anne. If you're gonna lie, do it better.
Signed up 0 market partner, maybe 1 market partner in a year's time. I signed up maybe 12, 15 VIPs in a year's time, but I don't get to turn around and say Monat is taking my money and they cut my commissions. If I'm being honest and I look at my back office and my numbers, I can say, what was I doing? And I think that in this industry, you can build a really successful business and think, I've done it. I've arrived. I'm done. Now I just get to manage what I've built, and it's always going to be money. That residual income everybody keeps talking about is going to continue to happen. And the reality is it's not true. You have to keep building. Customers will quit buying and go.
She's right on that. You do have to keep building. You have to keep recruiting. You have to build your downline. For like, I talk about this in a video that's coming out Monday or Tuesday. If Ava gets it done by tonight, I will post it for members tonight, but I just sent it to her yesterday, so I don't blame her if she doesn't. I don't blame her. I don't blame her no matter what if she doesn't. She's the best. But I talk about this. Ashley Mayfield is who's going to be in the next video, and she says the finish line. She's talking about a finish line. And in MLM, there is no finish line. And I agree with Anne. You're going to have to build. And I'm not talking customers. I'm talking your downline. You're going to have to keep on building a downline.
Somewhere else. Market partners will leave and go somewhere else. Your business never stops. That's the world of business, period. That's not just network marketing, that's business. And so when you get into a place that you're thinking it's here and this is going to keep coming, I think it's a dangerous place to get, thinking and expecting to do the work once and the money keeps coming in. Nothing we do in the world works that way. Nothing. It just isn't a thing. But we get to the place that we think it's a thing. And I've been there. And so when my check started dropping, I had to be real honest and say, why? And when I looked at my performance, it was laughable. My performance at that point compared to when I first came in the business, the hustle that I wasn't doing events. I wasn't getting out and doing anything.
Thank you. Ollie's GG. Thank you, Julie, for the one gifted JulieJo membership. I really appreciate it. That's so nice. Who got it? Someone tell me. Who got the membership?
I was getting on team calls and that was about it. I was managing my team. I wasn't growing my business. I wasn't working the field. I wasn't planting and sowing and reaping. I was just expecting to reap from everything I sowed forever. And that doesn't happen. It just doesn't happen. So, if people's commissions dropped, I think the first question is, let me see your calendar and let me see your last 2 years of recruiting. Where are you at? Let's see your team.
Taylor got it. Taylor got the membership. All right. Well, I'm going to play the membership jam. Taylor, yay! Yay. Okay, so Taylor got the membership. I'm going to play the membership jam for Taylor and Ollie's GG Julie. I appreciate it. Let's jam. Let's let Anne cool down for a second. I need a jam. I need a little jig.
Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup have dedicated their lives to fighting.
What a good jam. All right. Thank you.
Last 2 years of recruiting. And that's where a lot of that came from. So, yeah. Mine, I mean,
Taylor.
I will call anybody out that says that.
JJ, do you have a Goodreads or a Storygraph? I have a Goodreads. I also, y'all, I made a new Instagram about my books. So I have gotten into books so intensely. I have a Goodreads. Let me show you my Goodreads. And I'll also talk about my Instagram. Oh, I put Goodreads on my bottom bar on my iPhone because I'm on it so much. Okay. My Goodreads is just JulieJo. Oh, shooty McShoot pants. Give me a second. This is my Goodreads. I know it's a little blurry. It's just JulieJo. But my new Instagram, my new Bookstagram, I'm going to put in the chat. I'm going to keep playing and put it in the chat for y'all if y'all want to watch.
Well, you make money. And guess what? My commissions are exactly where they should be. And I can say this I went from being the number 3 income earner for the first many years of Monat, dropping down to number 12. Number 14, I think, is the lowest I got. And that was the lowest point in my business. And I'm like, why am I here? It's my fault. I can only control what I do. I can't control what my team does. So I have to keep working my business. And this month, I think number 6 income earner, or this last quarter, number 7, number 6, because I went back to work. My check is higher than it's been. My personal volume is over 15,000 this month. My highest volume was ever 4,000, maybe ever personal volume back. And it was down to maybe 2,500 back when all of this, when my check was dropping. And now my personal volume is anywhere from 15 to 20,000 a month. I've signed up 8 new market partners, 9 this month. I've got almost 30 VIPs this month. And those numbers are pretty consistent each month that I decided to stop whining and go back to work. So people can call that gaslighting and say you're gaslighting and you're not addressing the issue. No, I am addressing the issue. I looked in the freaking mirror and I saw that my butt wasn't doing the work. And I don't get to say I'm expecting this check when I'm not doing the work, right? That's how it works. That's how any business works. So I will challenge anyone that says that, because I'm personal proof. I'm personal proof of what working can do and what not working can do.
Hi, my name is Anne, and I like to be mean and disguise it as being someone who loves toughly, who's a tough love kind of gal. That's what she's giving currently. Is I'm Anne, I'm mean, and I am all about tough love. Okay, sorry. I'm just trying to pin my bookstagram because I really enjoy it. Okay, let's keep watching.
So you sell, you earn. Full steam ahead. And I will say COVID definitely affected our corporation, as it did any corporation out there. And then also they implemented the affiliate program, and everybody wanted the affiliate program, and all the network marketing companies a couple of years ago were going into the affiliate program because that's the biggest industry there can be right now, is affiliate marketing. Everybody's doing it. And so they implemented this affiliate program, and it was because we begged them to. We begged them to for 3 years before they did it. And it gutted them. And Ray's very honest about that. They went from month 1 of the affiliate program to paying $1 million to $2 million more in commissions. And they're like, yay, it's growth and everybody's getting paid again. But what happened is everybody quit recruiting because you didn't have to anymore.
Okay. Megan, welcome. Thanks for becoming a new subscriber. I appreciate it. So the affiliate programs suck in MLM, because the best way to make money in MLM is by growing a downline. And they all know that. But they like to say, oh, look, we have an affiliate program. We're not a scam. And it's like, well, rarely anyone ever does that program, because in MLM, you follow the bookstagram. Thank you. Because in MLM, the best way to make money is to build a downline and to make money off of your downline. So you can say that all you want, but it's BS.
Right? And so people that weren't being paid at their lower ranks, like MMP, MMB, they were all of a sudden getting paid, but they weren't doing any more work. They were just making money on what they already had.
What?
And they did that, and they let it, they didn't cut it immediately. They analyzed it. They made a couple changes. But one thing Monat's always done is they'll implement new things, they'll try new things, but they'll analyze it. And if it doesn't work and it's not building for the bigger picture, then they will get rid of that. So this year they introduced a new version of it, which I think is even better. And it's the super seller program where you can earn 45% commission. And there's nothing, I'm an affiliate marketer for a lot of brands. I'm a Hexclad affiliate. I'm an Amazon affiliate. I affiliate a lot of things. You don't make jack crap on those brand deals.
You make more on those brand deals than you do in MLM, especially Monat.
And affiliate marketing like you do with Monat. To be able to earn 45% commission is unheard of out there.
Yeah.
And I have, my inbox is full of affiliate deals and offers for making money. Usually the most they offer is 10, maybe 15% if you're doing really good. And that's a one-time sale. That's not something where they set up flex for you. And Monat actually protected us in this. And so there's just so much, but I can just tell you, they implemented that program and it hurt them pretty bad. And so revenue was down, recruiting was down. We can't expect Monat to continue to just pay us all the big bucks when we're not working or recruiting, right?
Dear Lord, what is this lady talking about? And what are you saying? Slime Life does the same thing? Yeah, they do. You don't have to buy from Amazon to be an affiliate? Exactly. Yeah, you don't. brand deals are lucrative. I've worked for bloggers. She is full of shit, in my opinion. Yeah, brand deals and affiliate stuff is different. Like affiliate links is different than a brand deal. You like, in my opinion, if I ever get a brand deal, I'm getting paid for the brand deal. Not just like, I don't know, with affiliate links, you just get a percentage and they pay you out monthly. So I don't know why she said brand deal. Let's see. Affiliate this and
right? So they adjusted that again and they brought in the super seller program. And guess what happened? Boom, things start picking up. People start working again because now I've got this bigger mark that I'm working for. And when I hit that mark, things are going to really blow up and my paycheck is blown up. Like my Friday paychecks are getting to where they have a comma in them. Your Friday paycheck, those are your commissions. I think my Friday paychecks were 15 to 30, maybe $40 on a good week. And now that we're looking at commas in my Friday paychecks because I went back to work.
here's what I'm hearing. Monat was like, ooh, let's change the comp plan. Or let's add this affiliate thing. Let's do this so that maybe more people will get more money and whatever. They did it. More people were getting more money. Monat was like, wait, that means we lose money. So they changed it again. Changed it back. And therefore, the top leader started making more money again. Monat started making more money again. And the people in the bottom didn't anymore. That's what I heard. I don't know.
So I will challenge anyone that says that to me because I'm an example, like I'm living it, man, and I can track it and I can see what stopped working and it was me. I was the problem, it was me. And now this. I love commas. We got MMBs that are hitting top income earner, guys. It's because they are absolutely, you are gaslighting because it's true that CV 0 for most sales, all the sales created lower checks. No, they weren't CV.
Call her out. Let's call her out. You are gaslighting. Here, hold on. I want to listen to that again. She was not happy about that.
Looking at commas in my Friday paychecks because I went back to work. So I will challenge anyone that says that to me because I'm an example, like I'm living it, man, and I can track it and I can see what stopped working and it was me. I was the problem, it was me. And now this. I love commas. We got MMBs that are hitting top income earner, guys. It's because they are absolutely
right, Rescue Ninja. Yeah,
you are gaslighting because it's true that CV 0 for most sales, all the sales created lower checks. No, they weren't CV. That's a misconception because if there's a buy-in for $100, you're earning full commission on that. If the product that they're selling for $20 to get people to do the flash sale, they can't pay commission on something that they've reduced below commissionable prices. So you have to look at what has the 0 commission and what doesn't. Don't tell me I'm gaslighting. I'm not gaslighting. I'm speaking the truth.
Hey, Maddie. Also, Anne, you are gaslighting. Don't tell me I'm gaslighting. Well, you are. I don't know how else you want me to say it. You are gaslighting. I mean, and the funny thing is, people in this Zoom see it. They're telling you. That was an anti-MLM person in the Zoom. That was someone who's actually in the Zoom part of Monat.
I know what my commissions were and I know how they've grown since VIPs. And another thing is these sales that are lower areas like that, they bring in VIPs. And what's happened, all the VIPs that I've brought in from that are now ordering the other products. And that's what's made my personal paycheck on Fridays go up with a comma. I've got the proof with my paycheck. I don't know about yours, but I do with mine. So don't tell me I'm gaslighting when I'm telling you the truth from my experience, right? And I will say this, there were a couple flash sales where there wasn't a lot of PV on it because it was such a reduced flash sale. And we went and we said, hey, we don't earn money on that. We need to make it to where the buy-in is the minimum to where they're buying full price products. And that's where we make our money. And then plus there's the upsell on the cart. I learned to say, if I'm selling a hair system, they need the oil too. We're going to upsell and add that in. That brings it all up. So it's all in how you're marketing. And then I would just ask you, like, how many VIPs have you signed up and how many flash sales have you worked? And I'd like to see your numbers personally.
Gas keep girl like gate boss. Well, then show us a damn screenshot of your checks with income disclosure. Thank you. Yes, CC. She is okay. I know Jennifer, she absolutely is insufferable. Minla, she is not a pleasant person, but can I tell you something that I'm thoroughly enjoying this video because she is having to defend herself so hard that it's showing me that she knows that people are not taking all of her crap. Like, she's dosing a lot of BS right now, and people are not, they're not all accepting it, which makes me happy, right? Some people can see through her BS, and hopefully those people seeing through her BS, pushing back, will then allow others to second guess too. Austin, I'm so happy. 3 months. Thank you so much. I'm glad that you're here too. It's awesome. I really appreciate when members, show me their milestones. That's great. It makes my heart so happy.
But, anyway, there you go. So addressing that and moving on. And this is one thing, I do.
Maddie.
Sorry, my phone is now blowing up. I do have Natalie Richardson who's going to jump in. She's going to offer some perspective. Natalie Richardson worked for corporate for 5 years, and then she decided to become a market partner because she loved the brand so much. And she just has a couple things that she wants to share. We're going to address this, guys. And here's the thing. I know that people are coming from a place of worry and concern, and I don't want to downplay that at all. Rumors can be scary, and things like a lawsuit can be really scary, but I will just say this. I know that Monat will always protect the integrity of the brand. There's always two sides to every story. So don't take one side of the story and then, focus on that and not be willing to look at all of it.
Wow. That is what people in anti-MLM say all the damn time. Don't look. I've said this several times, and I know other creators have said this too. Like, look at both sides, right? You know what? You're listening to them. Great. Now listen to us. Listen to us talk about it too. And she's saying that about that. Anyway, not that Kate. 27 months as a member. Oh my God. That's insane. Thank you. Shelby, 14 months. Thanks, pal. Your profile picture is so gorgeous. I am a baby milestone, but every bit helps. Yes, Cal. A month. Listen, I appreciate all milestones, all members. Y'all are incredible. Almost 3 years. Holy crap. I have a member named Julie. Almost 3 years. Y'all, Riley just got home and press the oh, hold on. Riley just got home, and I gotta show you something he got me. It's a unicorn, right? Yeah. Okay. He said press the feet. That's so funny. I respectfully don't care. I am in love with my husband. Look what shirt he got me. He said, I respectfully don't care. What would make it even better is saying, I disrespectfully don't care. Oh, thank you, baby. Anyway, love him. Thank you for Diet Coke too. Sorry for that pause. We'll keep listening. Thank y'all for being here.
And also focus on where we're at and what's going on now. What's going on now? There's one thing I want to say before Natalie jumps in.
Did you just say my dogs ate all the tortillas that were on the counter? Are you for real? They ate the whole brand new bag of tortillas? Oh, but y'all, my dogs just ate those are part of what we're going to eat later. I cannot believe my dogs ate the tortillas off the counter.
And Jacqueline Ortega, she's, been our number one incomer for a long time. And Krista Parney.
They had Mexican for Cinco de Mayo. We were going to eat Mexican food tonight for Cinco de Mayo, and they just ate our tortillas.
She's now number one. Jacqueline's, I think, the number 2 earner, but she's still right up there.
Who's the number 1 earner then?
She's, been dealing with this. And when something like this hits, there's a lot of concern and all of that. And we want to address that. But she just said, I'm choosing today to not give this any attention. She spent a lot of time talking to people and growing and focusing on dealing with the concern and what is it. And now we know the story. We know that there's just, this is a part of what's happening because we've got an employee that left and is unhappy. So that's going to be part of it. But let's focus on the positive. Let's focus on what we've built and why we've built it. And at the end of the
See you, Yvonne Seymour. Thank you so much for being a member for 2 months. Love the unicorn. Thank you. It's great.
day, Monat is clearly the best because every new company has tried to build off of us. And that's so true. We have seen this time and again. And it's always going to be a thing for us because we are one of the top ones in the world.
No, you're not.
That's why we got to build our rule.
Where? she's okay. She's talked this entire time about, talking about truth and telling the truth and facts. She's used that word, I think, 5 different times, facts, but she hasn't shown us a single fact. Like, there's been 0 sources. She hasn't said anything to back her up. She's just said stuff. That's it. And you're one of the top MLM companies in the world. Prove it.
Roots strong, like super strong. If your community is strong and your team love is like no other, most people are going to care. Schedule events, schedule retreats, get everyone focused on the impact of what they will do this year and where we are growing right now. And guess what? At the end of the day, a lot of people don't even know who Ray and Stuart are. A lot of our newer market partners coming in, I didn't know who they were when I started, and I didn't care. Like, it was not about that for me. Ray and Stuart are going to work this out and figure things out. And at the end of the day, it really doesn't have a lot to do with us, because, like, what can you do? You can look at every detail.
All right. I'm going to do what she doesn't do. Okay. We're going to look at the 2024 Global 100 list of top direct selling companies in the world based on 2023 revenue. All right. That's what we're going to look at right now. And we're just going to do a quick glance and see where Monat lies. Okay. Amway's number 1, Nature & Co. Okay. So far, I haven't seen Monat. We're going to see where Monat lies. And I have not seen Monat, and we are at 30. Prove it's above Monat. 58. Where's the 100? Where's the next? Is there another page? Okay, well, it shows me 58, and they're not in the top 58. So I don't know what you want me to say. And I don't know. It's really not that difficult to prove.
And hyper focus and fixate on every detail. And that's where your attention is. And guess what? Your attention's not on working your business and growing what you started. That's the most important thing. Our comp plan to this date, and trust me, I was a hopper for many years. I've been with so many other companies out there in network marketing. It doesn't even compare. It doesn't compare to anything out there. And it definitely doesn't compare to any of the affiliate businesses where customers order from anyone and it's a one and done thing. If it was set up like that, we wouldn't have longevity, and that's what we're looking for. And I'm thankful for our customers that they can create accounts that they continue to order from, that we have flex ships available where people can continue to order from. And Monat protect.
You know what's expensive that has no damn reason to be so expensive? Printer ink. That's ridiculous. Anyway, I just thought it just hit me. It's so expensive for no damn reason.
Us that way. Like, that is a huge thing for us. The company I was with before didn't have flex ships, and everybody was like, that's a good thing. And I'm like, no, it's not, because we have a consumable product that people use every single month. A flex ship enables them to get things at a discount. So there's an incentive for them to continue to buy, but it also is consistent income month after month. Remember that comma in your Friday paycheck? It's helping to come from those flex ships as well. So stay confident in your mission. And here's my advice, guys. For those of you that are following everything that comes down the pike and all the people that are posting stuff and all the hate and all the, block them. Block and mute who you need to block and mute.
Of course.
Have your conversations with your team and keep just positive vibes with your people. You can choose what you feed your mind with. You can choose positive, you can choose negative. And guess what? The outcome's going to go the path you choose.
Okay. Listen, I love thinking positively as much as the next person, but there's a difference between thinking positively and thinking rationally. They think that positivity when it comes to MLM is always being on the side of the MLM, always being on the side where the person above you is more successful, like always staying in, always doing the right thing for your upline or whatever. That's their positivity. But being positive is not always the right thing to do. And when it comes to MLM, being positive does not always mean like just having high spirits about something. It can genuinely mean believing a lie, like making excuses for somebody. I don't know how to word that super well, but I think you understand what I mean. Like, being positive in an MLM is different than being positive in real life.
So if you focus on the negative and that's all you're consuming and that's all you're worrying about, and he said this and I heard that and she said this and they said that, that's what's going to consume you, and it's going to distract you from what your job is, which is working your business. Your business isn't going to work without you. Your business is it's the one horse show when it comes to you directing where it's going. Or you can choose the focus on the positive and know that Ray and legal and all of our employees are on it, and they will deal with this as they have dealt anything. And I can just tell you, Ray's not super worried. I'm not super worried. I don't
Anna.
like the hit
There's positivity and then there's blind optimism. Right. Yes, I agree.
on my company that I love and have worked hard to build. I don't like that. I stand loyal for Monat. I stand Monat strong, and I will continue to focus on my team, the people that want to build, and I will build and I will keep building because that's what I need to do for my family and my business. As a top leader of the company that's been here from the beginning, I know a lot, right? And I'm very close with Ray. I'm very close with corporate. I just am. And so I know a lot of things. I am aware of a lot of things. And I will just say I stand Monat strong, having said all of that. So choose this day what you want to do, right? The scary, we're gonna have leaders leave. There will be more leaders that leave. That's happened since the beginning. People that I thought would never leave the
And why are you still talking? You said it was Natalie's turn. I'd rather listen to Natalie.
company year 2 left and for other opportunities, and I couldn't understand it, and it threw me for a loop. But I've just realized in my almost 10 years here.
I agree, Monica. And people prove this all the time. You said you were easily replaceable. Yeah. Like you said, Monat is not loyal to you. I can guarantee that. Right. Exactly. Like Monat doesn't care about you. They care about the money you bring in.
That's a natural course of this business and industry. And so that's going to happen. That's going to happen. And you can watch, you can tell there's signs right before somebody leaves. They're not happy. They're not involved. They're bad mouthing or talking. They're on their social media yapping, and they're criticizing and pointing fingers. And usually that's the precursor to somebody just walking away. And you know what? It's time. If that's where they're at and their head's not in their business, then it's time for them to move on. And it can be shocking, but it shouldn't scare you because that's just a natural course of our business. But what you have to do is just focus on what you built. You get to decide, right? I can't decide for you. I'm not going to call you up and say, please stay in your business. Please work your business. I'm going to say, listen, if it's not for you, I'm going to go find somebody that it is for, because there's millions of people out there that still need this and want this. We have millions and millions of customers ordering the product month after month because they need it and they want it and they love it.
Here's the deal. When it comes, and here's the deal. It's not that there's millions of people out there that need this. It's that there's millions of people out there that you need. It's about you needing them for your business, not them needing the product.
So ask yourself where you want to be in your business. And if it's not something you're happy with anymore, then nobody's holding you here.
Mm-mm.
And I'm not about that. If there's a different journey for you, then Godspeed. But for me and mine.
But you called them pea picking. What was that phrase she used? Which pretty much means that you're stupid and ignorant. Like you it's that that Southern thing we talked about. Damn, my brain is not working today. Just because someone has a grievance with their company does not mean they are going to leave. They want their concerns addressed. Yes, exactly.
This is where I'm at. This is where I'll stay. I am Monat strong. I am committed to this brand, and I will defend it, and I will stand with it.
That's right.
Always. So that's my stand. Natalie, if you want to unmute yourself, I know you've got a couple things you want to share as well.
Oh, there are so many things going through my head, as you can imagine. And I find it comically ironic that I am sitting in the same place that I was during Hurricane Ian in September of 2028, and or 2028, September 28th. And you started this by saying, you know, there have been storms and we've weathered them before. And it's funny because people have asked me, well, why would you go back to the place that you experienced something so horribly, the hurricane? And it's still my happy place. So I just find it ironic.
Natalie, you better close your damn mouth. Are we about to get yelled at? I don't know, but I'm about to yell at her. Oh, Natalie picked extra peas. Oh, Natalie picked extra peas. She sure as hell did. Why are they clapping? I don't know. No one can hear him either, which is funny. Why Monat Lifer like all the others that left? Right. Yeah. Remember when Monat Lifer became a big thing? And then a lot of those people who said that they were Monat Lifer left. It was like a year and a half ago or something like that.
And kind of symbolic.
Sorry,
that
Natalie.
I'm here, and now here I am.
If your name's Natalie and you're not Natalie Richardson from this Zoom, please know that you are loved.
On this side, navigating this storm. I took all kinds of notes because as you were talking, I'm like, yeah, I want to say this, I want to say that. And there are people coming and going. So I will apologize for any of that. It- yeah. So I turned off the comments, the chat in here because if it, like Mrs. Magoo, I can't see shit. Excuse my language. So I keep looking and I couldn't read it. I've been able to see that
Information control. They aren't letting people share their thoughts. They aren't letting people share their opinions because some people in there had things to say that went against what Anne said, and they don't want other people to see that. And like I mentioned earlier, with people saying things against Anne, they are making one, Anne defend herself, and they're also making two, other people reading it, you start to use logic and also take that person's words into consideration as well. And that's not what Natalie or Anne want.
there are some on both sides. And I think the best way to describe how a lot of us are feeling is like we are the kids in the middle of a really nasty divorce. And if you've ever gone through that,
I feel so weird because I was a kid in the middle of a horribly nasty, disgusting divorce that lasted years. Like that's where most of my trauma stems from. And I don't know how to feel about what she just said because, yeah, fuck no. Like, absolutely not. What are you saying right now? I don't know how I'm going to react to this.
as a child or as a divorcee, when people are hurt and people are ticked off, they say and do things to hurt the other one without necessarily thinking about what it's doing to the kids.
The fact that she's comparing them is mind-blowing. I can't help but laugh because of how ridiculous it is. I mean, seriously, like, we'll see what she says. Natalie Richardson, you better watch your mouth. Watch it.
Having been very close to the parties involved in these suits, it's especially difficult for me to kind of process how somebody could do that. So I'm dealing with that on my own. But the people that have reached out to me, the people I've talked to, I'm going to share, and Anne had said it too. None of us joined. Well, I shouldn't say that. I was interviewed by somebody that convinced me to work there. But on the field side, none of us joined Monat because of our love and affection for Ray Urdaneta, Luis Urdaneta. And when I was let go, and I want to be clear on that, I was laid off almost a year ago, let go. So I know the emotions that can come with.
That's so funny because Anne just said that you were in corporate and quit to become a Monat distributor. But in reality, you were let go. And girl, if you're going to lie, you got to do better than that.
That when something that you've been part of and that you love has been taken away from you. And you have two choices: to lash out and get revenge, or to move forward and not burn those bridges. And I'm so grateful that I chose the high road when I left, so that when an opportunity came to come back, I was welcomed with open arms by Ray.
Why is this idea of like choosing the high road and always being the person who doesn't do or say anything, or the person who's the quiet one, or the person who backs off, or why is that like always a thing? Frankly, I don't care about the high road. Like that's just not a road I take unless I think that's the better option. When I do something, my thought is what is the best option? And you know what? The high road's not always it. Don't gaslight Anne, JulieJo. You're so funny. You made me laugh so much today. Submissive people are easier to control, speaking in cult mindset specifically. Yes, 100%. I cannot hear what Natalie is saying because I'm distracted by Zoom user. I see that. That is so funny. I didn't even realize that was happening. This lady can F all the way off. These women are delusional with their analogies. Right. Yeah. Melissa J said, not always. Husband, sister had every reason to have an ugly divorce, but she and her ex decided to be mature adults and put their son's well-being first, and I respect the hell out of them. Yes. Yeah, and that's when it comes to divorces and stuff, the kids' well-being really is the biggest one. But when I hear them talking about this, I hear them pretty much saying like people should not speak up for what's happened to them in MLM, right? Like take the high road, don't say anything, just go. It's like, well, that's my middle name is Speak Up. So JulieJo, Speak Up, you know.
By Ray. So my point in sharing that is that, you know, you've heard hurt people hurt people. So back to nobody joined the field because of Ray or Stuart or me. And that's where I was going with that point, is when I was laid off, people are like, oh my God, how could they do this? I'm like, you know what? You guys are going to be fine. You're going to go on because none of you joined for me. You meet people along the way who are part of your journey.
Tina,
But you-
follow at a time, but
What's that? Oh, I think somebody else, I thought somebody was saying something. But you joined because you had a great experience with the product. You joined because you loved the person who invited you. You joined for any number of reasons. Those things haven't changed. And as far as the ingredient, I did see somebody ask about the ingredients. Okay, there was an ingredient change in 2018. The other thing that has been explained to me is that thanks to the FTC, FDA, all the other people that don't use the products but feel like compelled to regulate it.
The way she said that just blew my mind. Like that they shouldn't have the ability to regulate products. Is it just me? Did anyone else get that vibe? Hold on. Oh, I need to hear that again. Here we go.
As far as the ingredient, I did see somebody ask about the ingredients. Okay, there was an ingredient change in 2018. The other thing that has been explained to me is that thanks to the FTC, FDA, all the other people that don't use the products but feel like compelled to regulate it, you know, and I use it. It's funny.
What? What did she just say? Why is she so mad about it?
Because I'm down here in Fort Myers Beach, where I will probably be having some adult beverages. So I'm going to use something simple to make that. If a drink recipe calls for simple syrup, sometimes you have to break that down. Simple syrup is made of sugar and water. So it could be a government regulation says, oh, you can't say that it has simple syrup in it. You have to say that it has sugar and water in it. That's what, if somebody noticed an ingredient change on a
Why is she so mad about someone? Why is she so mad about a group of people or a company or whatever monitoring products to make sure they're safe for people to use? That blows my mind. Like, it's funny because she talks about, oh, Monat in general. The irony is Monat in general is like, our products are so good for your hair. Our products are so safe for you. They're much better than all those other products out there. It's like, you know that you can't also, one, say that and then be upset that products are regulated.
bottle was because somebody somewhere said, oh, you have to say what's in that ingredient. So then somebody comparing labels looks at it and says, see, they changed the ingredients. No, we just spelled out what the ingredients were in the ingredient that 2 years ago we were able to say. So people are so quick to assume the worst. And, oh my God, they're hiding something. They're doing, okay, I'm getting wound up. I can tell it. My blood pressure, I wish I had a blood pressure cuff right now. So
Natalie Richardson, tell me you are getting defensive without telling me. You need a blood pressure cuff because you're talking about Monat? I don't what?
bottom line is, all I know is my product experience has not changed. I am
So?
constantly stopped about my hair. And it's one of the things that brought me back was like, oh my gosh, you know, if I'm getting stopped and I've been pushing this for 9 years, 6 years that I was with the company, why can't I have my moment now? My personal product experience.
Natalie, loosen your hat. You are cracking me up today, Saminla. Charlene said, so they want to keep hiding behind proprietary ingredients. Yeah, that is an interesting point. MLMs like to hide behind proprietary ingredients where they don't have to spell out what's in it and how much of it is, which becomes dangerous in my opinion.
Experience has not changed. My customers are loving their products. And I don't know that any of them have been in the shower and said, but I wonder what the CEO and the president, do they get along? What's causing? No, they don't. Okay. And I'm being a little sarcastic. If you know me, you know, I like to have a little bit of humor in things too. So those things haven't changed. We can't control anything that's going on between those parties. We can get upset about it. It sucks because when you are part of a relationship business, when breakups happen, people choose sides. People feel like they have to choose sides, and it's just hard in any kind of thing. Having said that, I got to refer back to my notes here. It does come to the relationships. And before all of this came to light this week, all of the people, the leaders leaving because it's different here. It's that I can tell you, having been part of corporate and gotten to coach numerous leaders who would call me and say, I don't understand, my checks are going down. I'm going to have to get a second job. What am I going to do? And when I would get in and look at their numbers, it's exactly like Ann said. So I kind of coined a phrase. I didn't share it publicly because from a corporate standpoint, it wasn't necessarily appropriate. But I came to discover that there were people who earned checks and there were people who collected checks.
Mm-hmm.
And there's a difference.
Sure is.
If you are collecting checks and just waiting for the next one to come and waiting to see what that amount is going to be, yeah, it's going to go down. If you are earning your checks, if you are actively recruiting, and I have learned that even more now on this side. And I know I've been on trainings where I was like, okay, guys, I get it. You know, all those times I'll be like, all you got to do is build a block every month. Imagine what that would do for your business. I was on video saying that on corporate. Now that I'm on this side building the blocks, it is not just as simple as building a block.
True.
It takes work. It takes talking about the product. It takes being consistent. I am learning that by watching.
Well, that's where you got it wrong, Natalie. We were on a roll for a hot minute. I was like, amen, preach it. But then she said, it takes this, it takes that. No, you could, like I've said 100 times, you could be the hardest working person in the room in MLM and still not be successful simply because that is not the way the business structure works. It's not based on merit. Like it's not based on you doing what you're supposed to do. Melissa J said, wow, how bitchy. How many of these women were working their asses off and their checks were still going down? Back office numbers don't tell the whole story. Exactly. Right.
All of you and seeing it in my paychecks and which levers I need to move to get that check to go up. So now I get to see it even more so on this side. And I will say, those people who saw the dip, quit doing the do. Quit sharing it. We're depending on their teams, telling their teams to do the things that they're not doing. And now that I have an actual team looking at me, I'm inspired by them to do better. So got to look at my notes here. So the relationships, this is the other thing. It's not just about,
I want a taco salad for dinner, but this Mexican restaurant doesn't have a taco salad and it has sushi. I haven't found many Mexican restaurants in Minnesota that are good, but I also lived in Texas. Anyway, that's beside the point. I'm sorry, I was playing.
doing the work, enrolling VIPs, enrolling market partners. It is having that relationship with your team, staying in touch with the people on your team. And I shared this on a director call that we were on last week, a smaller group. And it's and this may hit a nerve with some people, but when you look at the topic of adultery in a relationship,
what is Richardson's problem? Andy's web. Well, you are in Minnesota. Patricia, you are 100% correct. Well, you are in Minnesota. I'm nervous where she's going with this. They do have good ass Thai food in Minneapolis.
somebody cheats on somebody, it's horrible. It's horrible. It's hurtful. But and I learned, but don't need to give you the details. It's not my personal life. My husband's fine, hasn't cheated on me. But somebody very close to me cheated on his wife. And I used to think, what the heck kind of person does that? And the more I got to know the wife and some of the details in the relationship, that adultery was a symptom of something going on in the relationship. It didn't.
I don't know what to say about that.
Help things. So I use that example as if you are neglecting your relationships with your team, they're going to start looking somewhere else for what they're not getting from you. So when they have somebody, and these new companies know, I mean, they're not stupid.
I'm sorry. That's freaking insane to say. Hold on. It's so she's pretty much saying, "Oh, it's your fault he cheated on you." Listen. I don't know what to say. Richardson's losing it.
And does that. And the more I got to know the wife and some of the details in the relationship, that adultery was a symptom of something going on in the relationship. It didn't help things. So I use that example as if you are neglecting your relationships with your team, they're going to start looking somewhere else for what they're not getting from you.
I'm voting scorched earth option. DC. She's blaming the wife. Yeah. Charlene said victim blaming galore today. Yeah. Straight to jail. David. I just I don't know where she feels like that's a good example. Such a girl's girl. I know.
So
right?
when they have somebody, and these new companies know, I mean, they're not stupid. They're going to go to the best of the best and start trying to pick who they can bring over, because maybe they're new. So what's the best way, fastest way to grow? Try to get people from another company and try to get them to come over. A lot of companies will offer a stipend. They would say, Ann, come to us and we will pay you this signing bonus to bring your people to us. Monat has never done that and will never do that. It is not a good business model.
And frankly, that's why people aren't coming to Monat. I'm just saying. Like, I don't support the idea of like paying people to join your company like that. But I also know that it works.
I am not saying here that any other company has done that. But when they start making promises that sound too good to be true, when you get to this level, when you do this, we're going to give you that. And they start preying, part P-R-E-Y, as in predators, preying on somebody who has felt neglected, left out, not cared for. It's real easy to get swayed by those shiny objects.
It sure is, Richardson. It sure is. It sure is. Wow. Oh, so they do know that word. Yeah, Hannah. All MLMs make fake promises. Yeah. Yeah. It's Rochelle is nodding real hard. Which one's Rochelle? I want to watch her nod really hard. Oh, the one with the hat. Okay. Monat preys on people, right? It's so funny because they say things and it makes me realize that they do understand the things that we say about them. Where we say, oh, this is predatory. You doing this is preying on that person. And they're like, no, it's not, blah, blah, blah. And they act like that they don't understand what they're doing. But then they actually do, and then prove it like Richardson just did. So it's interesting to hear her understand the word prey. She knows what that word means, y'all. Mm-hmm.
So I say that in that if you are concerned about people on your team leaving, then you need to look at what has my relationship been like that with them. Some of them are going to go, and those will hurt the most. But if there are people in your team that you have not kept in contact with, or the only time they hear from you is like the 28th, 29th, or 30th of the month, that's not a relationship that you can build a business on. And they will start looking elsewhere. So we need to look inward. And I've had that challenge because I obviously came.
Someone did send this call to me. Natalie asked, does someone leak these Zoom calls? They can't want this stuff to be public. Someone sent this to me. I don't know if it is, I don't know if I'm leaking or not, but it was in my email.
At the level that I did and inherited that team, if you will, trying to connect with everybody. So I see how important it is to connect with those people, to have those relationships, and encourage you to do the same. I also want to share a comment I had written down is when I was, some of you might not know, but I was part of 31 Gifts, the bags. So I was with their company for 5 years on the corporate side, very similar growth trajectory, very similar growing pains and all of those. And they went through a phase then when they became the golden child. people started knocking on the door, trying to pick up their people. Come help us start our ground floor opportunity. It's a ground floor. On that side note, you don't have to be first. You have to be focused, because we just had two new directors on the last director's call that had been with Monat less than 2 years. Didn't have to be first. They were focused. But back to all these people that got,
I didn't realize that people called queso cheese sauce. No one told me. Cheese sauce first helps a mega butt ton. Yeah, it does.
attracted to whatever this other opportunity. And Cindy Monroe, who's the CEO, on a leadership call, I will never forget, somebody asked about it. And she said, well, here's the thing. In a business like this, people will come and people will go. Do I wish everybody would stay? Absolutely. Do I expect everybody to stay? Absolutely not. My hope is that they will leave a better version of themselves than when they first came to 31. So my hope is that everybody who has chosen to leave, if they're being honest with themselves, can say, yes, I am a better version of myself, thanks to Monat. And I will say this, it is hard. It's been hard for me to watch some of the leaders that I coached for years go and bash the company that put them in the position to do what it is they're doing now. That gave them a reason to show up on social media and talk about things and build a following.
It's really interesting to me, the irony of them being so bitter and angry and talking about what's going on. And then the idea that you need to be positive about everything. Ignore it, look away, choose to be the quiet, the person who takes the higher road. I wouldn't consider this to be someone taking the higher road. Would you? I mean, just the way that people in MLM talk about what being positive is in MLM, I don't see it as this. Like what Ann and Natalie Richardson are doing, it's not giving, I'm being positive, I'm taking the higher road, so on and so forth. And I guess at this point, they can't just ignore it because it is such a big deal in Monat right now. Queso means cheese. Yes, I know, but cheese sauce. Anyway, that's beside the point. I got distracted. Oh shit, what was I saying? They also encourage their members to stay ignorant about pressing issues in the company. Yes. Because you're no longer an MLM, it's giving mean girl and okay, yes. So they are they're having to talk about it because it has become such a big issue that what they want to do now is tame it. They want to nip the drama in the bud and tame and make people think a certain way about it. They want to stop people from taking Stuart's side or trying to, listen to the people that are leaving. And what they want to do is control that information, which we talked about earlier, information control. It is straight up passive aggressiveness. Yeah. It's the elephant in the room. Yes. Right. And they can't keep ignoring it at this point. So it's just ironic that they're talking so much about it in an hour and a half team huddle.
That now they can take and do all that. And for the ones that are saying, that are bashing, and I actually said this to an individual who shall remain nameless, but I said, bashing Monat is akin to bashing the very thing that you used to thank God for, that you used to say, God sent this to me. This is such a godsend. So now you're bashing something that you're saying he put in your place. That doesn't feel good at all.
What the hell? Richardson's mad. I'm sorry for distracting. It's okay. I don't think, was it you, Lisa? I don't even think you distracted me. It was. It's okay, Lisa. It's no big deal. I'm the one looking at the comments. You're good. She has the power to remove your name, Run. AKA Monat is literally from Jeebus himself. It's just, it's so funny that she says that. Now she's using faith to make people feel guilty. The cults are fighting. Yeah, God made an episode and I'm calling him out of it. out on it, LMFAO. Oh, the Jade Effect said, yeah, God made an oopsie and I'm calling him out on it, LMFAO. It's just so funny that she's saying that because what they're doing is they're making it harder for people to leave, right? And to talk about Monat. What's interesting is people who are leaving Monat, when they talk about it, it's automatically, oh, they're bitter, they're talking shit about Monat, they're just angry, they just want to make money off of you because they left and they want you to join them. And it's like, but what if what they're saying is true? Can they not share their experience? What if their experience was bad? Which it mostly is. So then if they share their experience, it's then, oh, well, God gave it to you, so why are you talking crap about it? It's so weird. There's just so much here. It's a word salad. It's definitely not as tasty as a taco salad I'm eating later.
So being grateful, taking the high road. I could go on and on. I could talk all day. I'm going to look. So I did see somebody said, Ann, what do we do? So here's what I told my team. This is what I know to be true. I got to look at my screenshot so I don't forget it.
God.
And it's gone. Let me see if I can find it on my Telegram. I remember it. This is what I know to be true. My personal experience with products. All I know is what I use, and that's you're sharing what you love. How my customers are responding to their products. How my team is saying what's enabled them to do. The ones that do get to stay home with their kids. The ones who are working their business. Those are the things I know to be true. I got to check my notes and make sure anything else. And since I wasn't watching the chat.
Richardson had one job. Prepare. Look at me talking shit about her not preparing when I never prepare for anything.
And if there were any questions that came up that you saw that I can address, I turned it off.
I've been looking over the chat just now. That's what I've been trying to scroll and listen. No, I mean, I think one thing I will say that Ray said about the ingredient change, and that was one of the big things that another company brought up, and some people are concerned. It's a funny thing. Sue and I were walking the other day, and she got a tick. It was crawling up her brow. And I was actually filming her when she did. I promise I'm going somewhere with this. She was like, I think I have a bug on me. And it was a tick. And so for the rest of the day, I just knew I had a tick crawling on.
Okay, first off, Anne, pause. I don't want to hear you talk anymore. Second, Melissa, this is such a good point. Melissa says, when you believe something is from God, it diminishes the right people have to ask questions and push back. It's deliberate and insidious and gross. 100%. Yes, such a good point.
On me, I couldn't find it. I didn't know where it's at, but I just daggone knew I had a tick coming up on me, and it was just because it was put in my head, and I didn't. So when it comes to the ingredient change, there's been no significant ingredient change. Ray did explain one time. He said the place where the products are manufactured is an FTC or
I'll put a gift receipt if I get a duplicate. Okay.
Okay, we got somebody that needs to mute
it out for another.
Guys, pay attention. Make sure you muted. It was didn't get her, but anyway, whole point was she felt the tick on her, and then I just knew I had a tick all day long. I felt like I had a tick. So things get stuck in your head, and then you start thinking, oh my gosh, that's So Ray did say about the ingredient thing that there's like one time, or the FDA comes in, or FDA, gosh, I can't even say it, but the FDA came in and they regulate everything and they check everything. They're always checking. And they're like, okay, this is an ingredient within an ingredient. It was less than 1%. Like it was a very small amount that they weren't listing because it was such a small amount within an ingredient. And they're like, no, you actually have to say that. So they added that to the bottle. It was always there. It's not that it changed. It's just that
But prove it. Like, prove that it didn't change. That's the thing that I don't. I swear to God they realize it, but they just choose not to prove it because they know that other facts put against them are proof that they're wrong. They won't prove that it didn't change because it did. No shit, you have to list all ingredients. Yes. And it's sad that people can just throw proprietary blends together and then not list what's in it, but whatever. I doubt the FDA is doing any checks, and I agree with that. Fuffy duck butt 24. Elaine. But anyway, Chelsea said, free will and being able to question our gifts from the Christian God. No, such a good point. Yeah.
FDA came in and said, no, you actually have to say that this is in there. So there's times that that happens. That's out of their control. It doesn't mean they changed the formulation. So you can hear this statement, the formulas have changed. There's now an ingredient on the bottle that wasn't there 15 years ago, but now it is. It doesn't mean something changed. It means that they have to reclassify it or they have to say something else. And he clarified that for me. And I'm not an ingredient person. I don't comb through that all with a fine tooth comb. I slap it on my hair. Does it work? It's great. Yes. Is my hair better? Yes, I'm good. There's some people that are very concerned about that and watch, and I'm not criticizing them. I'm just saying you can't just take what somebody has reported and run with it and say, oh my gosh, it's changed. It's changed. It doesn't mean it's changed. It means sometimes they have to reclassify how it's worded, or maybe a manufacturer quits making a product and they find a different
Dude, Rochelle, calm down. Now I can't stop looking at Rochelle.
product that has a different name. It just means that it has to be classified. So you have to look at where it's coming from. And that's why taking things at face value and what people are just saying, it's not always correct.
Thank you. Don't always take things at face value because it's not always correct. And what have I been saying this entire live? Show us the proof. Don't just take what Anne is saying at face value. Prove it. God.
Right? And does Ray have time to stop and say, okay, guys, the FDA has said we've got to add this ingredient that's within an ingredient because we didn't think we had to because it was less than 1% in an ingredient. Like,
yeah, actually, you probably should say something like that.
can you understand some of the ridiculousness that this one fact can be blown up to be something completely different? Yes. And the answer is yes. 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 So having said all of that, like the panic over that, and again, you have to go back and look at the people that are spreading these rumors and saying these things and what's their motivation. And unfortunately, we have to safeguard against that and understand they're using it to push something else that's obvious. And again, I don't want to get in a Facebook fight. I don't want to get in a he said, she said. I want to state facts. I want to move on. These are the things that we know. And sometimes there are things that have to be addressed. And there's sometimes it's just best to just say, you know what, if you want to think that, go ahead, like move on with your life and it's all great. So those are the only things that I want to say about all of that. Natalie comes from a different perspective. And again, I know this can all be very alarming. I always want to be honest, and I always want to address the big ugly things that are causing people to slip up and question and doubt, because again, all I can say at the end of the day is I've used the product for 10 years. My family has used the product for 10 years. I love them. We continue to use them. They're great. They're better than anything I've ever used before. Anything.
Frankly, Anne, I don't give a shit. Yoga on the download, thank you so much for gifting a member. Who got it? Who got the member gift? Thank you so much, Yoga on the download. I really, really appreciate it. We'll jam once I see who got it. I can't. The only reason y'all can probably see it on YouTube. I'm on StreamYard, so I can't see it.
I would slap anything on my hair that I thought would help it, anything that my stylist recommended, and I would spend a ton of money doing it. And I never got the results that I've gotten since these products. That's my testimonial. That's where I stand.
Charlene.
I stand with the company. I've been here since day one. I've had my paycheck go up. I've had my paycheck go down.
August got it. Okay, we'll jam here in just a second. Now Anne is going full on. Trust me, bro. Yeah, she is. The winner is August. Well, yay, August. Thought we needed a little break. And Yoga on the down low, you were right. So let's listen to a good jam for just a second, and then we'll keep going. Shout out to Yoga on the down low and August.
The Powerpuff Girls were born! Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup have dedicated their lives to fighting sin and the
Taylor gifted 5 memberships. Oh my God. Thank you so much, Taylor. That's incredible. Wow. If you got a membership, let me know. That is so awesome. Thank you. I appreciate all members and all gifted members too. Anecdotal evidence is not evidence. 10 out of 10. Exactly. Thanks, Hero Sauce and Rescue Ninja. Got one? Okay, cool. Good.
And that was always directly related to my effort in my business. And I can say that as somebody, again, that's been here from the beginning. So when somebody starts complaining really loud, when somebody starts accusing, you got to look at the motivation and what are they doing? My first question is, where are you at? Have you signed up with another company? Where you at? Who you've been talking to? Like, you have to look at the motivation and just understand where it's coming from. And then you make your own decision. I'm not here to make any decisions for you. I'm here to say what I know, where I stand, and to say that from this time forward, we positive vibes only. We want
Positive vibes only from this time forward. But the interesting thing is, it's okay for you to not be positive right now. They're like, oh, it's fine if I'm not positive right now. I can talk all the shit that I want. But from here on out, positive vibes only. But you want people below you to be positive all the time. So why do you get the opportunity to not be? So DC got one, Rescue Ninja got one. Hey JJ, your Discord link's broke. Yeah, I'm so sorry. I need to put a new one up. Eliza Berry said, I got one. Thanks so much, Taylor. I watch every single JJ video. Made my day. Aw, thank you so much, David. Okay, we said that. Rachel is already a member. Okay, well, thank you so much. We'll listen to another jam and then we'll keep going. And I will repost the Discord link for those that are new members.
The Powerpuff Girls were born! Blossom, Bubbles, Buttercup have dedicated their lives to fighting
All right. Okay, let's keep watching.
to address it, but then we want to move on because let me just say, do y'all know how crazy we're blowing up right now? Like, amidst all of this junk, and we're still ridiculously winning. So Christina Smallwood started this fun thing that she was doing because, you know, one thing that I've always heard is like, don't engage. You see people posting negative things and taking a side and doing all the things. Don't engage, don't argue with them. Like, you're not going to win that argument. Nobody wins a Facebook fight. I've never seen anybody win a Facebook or an Instagram fight. I just see people yapping and growing, and then 9 million people are in the comments with the popcorn just watching all the junk. Don't engage because you're just not going to convince them, right? And does it matter at the end of the day? They get their opinion, you get your opinion. Nobody wins a Facebook fight. There's a quote that says, don't wrestle with pigs because you both get dirty and the pig likes it. That's what they want. They want to argue. They want to fight. They want to prove themselves right just by how you're acting.
It's not that I want to argue or fight. It's that I want to hear what you have to say. Like, I want to have a conversation with you. Now, I'm not going to go and do some kind of debate with someone who's not going to use use logic and resources to back them up. That's just ridiculous. Why would I do that? However, I do want to have a conversation in chat. And also, thanks for the content. That's my thing. Like Allison Jade, who was from the Anti-MLM Myth or whatever that I showed you at the beginning. Thanks for the chat. Oh, did we almost kiss Veronica? Oink, oink. So I'm a pig now. Oink, oink. Let's see if she engages with us. Yeah, let's see.
And so focus on the good and block and delete whatever doesn't serve you or your business right now.
Tell 'em, man. Tell
Cut
'em.
out the negative sounds in your head. They will feed your fear and your worry, and they don't serve any purpose other than that. And ask yourself why people keep serving out the doubt, the fear, the worry, the accusations. Where are they at? What do they want?
Wow. Then, Anne, I could ask the same thing to you. Why are you saying this currently? Why are you telling people to block and whatever? Like, why are you saying block? Don't listen to them, and then talking shit about people speaking out against Monat and speaking out against, let's use me, for example, MLMs in general. What's my motive? It's a good question. What's my motive? My motive is not to make money off of an entire downline below me. That's Anne's motive. She wants you to stay, and she's saying this. Her motive is for you to stay. That's what she wants, for you to stay. My motive? Information. My motive? To share the other side that Anne won't share. Patricia. Manipulation. Exactly.
Ask yourself that and be honest with yourself. Doesn't do any good to lie to yourself. Anyway, so we're focusing on good vibes. And I want to talk, Christina, I don't know if you're where you can unmute, and I didn't ask her if she could do this, and maybe she can't, but I was going to say, just talk. Her and Brittany Rose posted yesterday. It was so freaking awesome. She shared it in the SED chat. And I'm like, we totally need to do this.
Pretty Rose.
And it's so great. It's so great.
Thanks. Hi, everybody. Can
Oh!
you hear me?
Nobody told me Christina Smallwood was in this damn video. Oh, Lord. Ugh.
Can you see
Yes.
me?
Yes.
Sadly.
I'm always driving somewhere, and
Is she driving?
I'm a meet on it. We have so many potentials there. There are so many people there. This is the time, you guys, where everybody's distracted, looking away, and if you just laser focus and like keep messing, you this is the time where you get ahead. I want to share real quick.
Is she driving? Is Christina Smallwood driving and talking on this Zoom? She is totally driving.
As you guys were talking, if I stand on it, I know we know a lot. Like at the top, we know a lot. If you're looking to them who are actively working and building this business, you got to it poses a question, right? Like, why are they staying? It's because we know, and the truth will come out in time. And I'll never forget when the first lawsuits happened. You guys, we survived hair loss lawsuits. Okay. When those first came around, I remember being in a room.
But here's the deal. You didn't really survive it. Like, sure, Monat's still going, but it got a really bad rap, and it's known as the MLM that makes you lose hair.
And they told me, they said, if you withstand this storm, you will be the top of the company. I was like a struggling, I think I was MMM at the time. And I remember getting like, okay, I'm going to stick it out. And now to be at the top of the company, like Ray told me that, and he's never lied or been a man of not integrity. Like, and the things he says happens. And, it's really awesome. So anyways, the post, I actually stole it from Andrea Samantha. So shout out to her. I saw
They're gonna give me they're gonna give me wrinkles way sooner than I want to have them. I try to not furrow my brow so much, but damn, I've already got some started.
it, and she said, let's end this week with a bang. And so I'm like, oh, it's not a rumor. I like to be a little cheeky myself. And I know people are talking right now and they're looking to us to see, are we going to say something passive aggressive, or is that about us? You guys, a lot of these people use that as fuel, just like Ann said, the pig. Like, so I'm just
Oink oink, bitches.
taking the high road, and I'm just sharing the goodness of Monat. And I'll actually tell you, 2 of my dream teamers messaged me because of that post that I did yesterday. So I get to share Monat's goodness and attract the right people to my business. I don't need to put anybody down. So go look at our post. Brittany did it. Britt Beckett did it. We shared it in a chat. A lot of people are doing it. And totally screenshot, steal, plagiarize, whatever. Like, that's what we do here. We're all elevating. So thank you.
Go ahead, plagiarize, screenshot, steal. That's what we do here. That's funny. I snorted when she said Ray never lied. Yeah. Oh gosh.
Andrea, thank you, Ann. I love you
Hey,
guys.
Rowena.
That was an amazing call. Love this.
Hey Rowena.
Love you, Christina. Thank you for contributing and showing up every day. If you guys don't follow Christina Smallwood or Bridget,
That's a soundbite. You are right. Hold on. Okay, that's okay. One. I'm writing it down. Christina Small. Wow. I just thought of something that's so rude. Sorry. I'm not going to share it.
Rose, you can find them with their names over on all the social media. We're going to post them in the chats, like what they did. She's got screenshots. Feel free to share it, or share, like they did a page with before and afters. I know it's showing Sarah Hill's before after. If you've got a really great before after, put that one in there. You know, that's totally fine. Like, do all of that. But let's be a positive force, right? Make your decision where you are, what you want to do. We're not here to hold anybody back. You know, like, go do your thing. As for me and my,
You're not here to hold anyone back, but that's legitimately what you've been doing for an hour, is trying to make sure they stay and don't move forward.
this is where this is the hill we stand on right now. And so I just want, they didn't get the tea they needed. You know, it's fine. And I'm just,
I did get the tea I needed. I got tea that I didn't even know existed. For those of you that are just hopping on or weren't there, did you know that Stuart was voluntold to leave Monat? I didn't know. That's wild tea. Thank you, Anne.
yeah, I don't read tabloids. Boom.
Tabloids? Good God.
I don't read tabloids. Christina just said. I freaking love that so much. So again, you're going to go down the path that you feed your mind with. And so I'm choosing to feed my mind with where we're at, the growth we're had. My
You don't feed your mind with facts. We sure as hell know that, Anne.
personal business this month is better than it's been for the last 2 months. Like I am growing every month because I'm focusing on my business, and that's all we can do. We can't control the stuff that's going on. You can't control worrying about it, not worrying about it. It's not going to change the outcome. It is what it is. And let Ray deal with it. Let corporate deal with it. That's something that they need to worry about. It happens all the time. And we just need to focus on us and where we want to go. Grab your
Dude, I'm so hungry, and Betty is over here eating something, and it looks so good, and I can barely even see it. I'm so hungry right now. Damn, Betty.
people together, strengthen your community, strengthen your team, grow your business, like the
Anne, what is Anne's motive of growing her business, y'all? Let's say it together. Money.
best way to show that we're unbothered is to be unbothered and block and delete and unfollow anybody that's out there spreading the ugly rumors and all of that, right? So just focus on the good stuff. Julie Stevens, I don't know if you're camera ready or if you've got anything you want to add, but I just wanted to say like 3 things that I focused on in my personal business that really started changing it is I
And-
changed up the way I did my social media, and I started
And I don't care what you have to say. I want to hear someone else talk for a second.
serving my audience, right? And instead of trying to sell to them every single day, which is what I was doing for the first 8-9 years of my business, I just started sharing them what I used. So I don't try to market every catalog, every item in the Monat catalog. I market the stuff I use. Like you guys know I'm a 30-second miracle. Like it's my favorite thing. And I've been dagger to the heart that it's not going to be around for much longer. And the reason it's not is just because it didn't perform well enough. Like it didn't sell well enough. So Monat's focusing on the things that do work and that get the best sales so that we can utilize the things that have the best sales. Energy, my number one thing. Like that's the one product I told Ray Urdaneta, if he ever got rid of it, I would picket them down in Miami, Florida. And I am not even joking. I love it. I talk about it every day. I sell a lot of energy because of that. I mean, over half of the VIPs I sign up, it's energy customers. And then they become customers of our other products because they see me using them. And then they become market partners. Like one of my fastest growing market partners, shout out to Cherry K. Abel right now. She's freaking killing it. And she shares her energy every single day. She became an energy VIP several months back. And then she became a market partner because she loved it so much. And she loved the other products. And now she's selling the energy and signing up VIPs with the energy every single day. People are going to do what you do. People are going to follow what you do, and they're going to emulate that. So if you're sending out the negative, if you're sharing every negative thing that comes down the pike on your social media about the company and the worry, people are going to buy into that. But if you're sharing the products confidently and with love, they're going to buy into that. Like choose the path you want to take with it. Like that's the thing. And so every day I'm still talking about the energy. Every day I'm still signing up customers for the energy. Every day I have questions about the energy. So I focused on the products that I use, and people started buying. I talk about the business every now and again, and people want to know how I go on a bookcation at the last minute and have fun in, we haven't revealed the location yet, but we're going to do that today. Some distant location on the beach somewhere. How did you do that? Well, it's because of my main
Anne, I don't care. Please stop talking.
gig, Monat, and I'm so thankful for that. It enables me to do things like that, right? So if you want more information, then come to me. And so I started just sharing the products I used, the things that I do that it's working, and people started buying because I was recommending instead of selling. So that's my number one thing I can tell you. If you feel like you're not getting a lot of traction on your social media, maybe look at how you're marketing it and change it up. The second thing is showing up every day, being a part of the trainings, building a community that is strong and positive. Keep it a positive environment. If you're spreading negative vibes, you're going to attract negative people and everything's going to feel negative. If you're spreading positive vibes and you're doing positive things, that's what you're going to attract. And that's what your team is going to emulate. And then number 3, like drown out the noise and focus on what you want. Guys, if you took every product in your house, I'm looking right now at a little calendar that I bought. I'm looking right now at, a lip gloss that I bought. I'm looking right now at a container. If I go Google every one of those products, I will probably find lawsuits against the company. I will probably find people that hated it and had a negative review, but I have to stop and say, okay, but do I like it? Did it work for me? The answer is yes. So guess what? I don't care. If I like it well enough, I'm gonna go buy another one. Like focus on what works for you. Focus on building and growing your community and your network, and you can build the business of your dreams just by doing that. But I can tell you 100% what will happen if you focus on the negative. It's going to trip you up. It's going to cause doubt. It's going to hinder your business. It's going to affect anybody you've brought to the business. And so feed the good, feed the positive, focus on that. We are Monat strong. We're not going anywhere. Ray and the Urdaneta family are more determined than ever to build this brand and continue our success alliance with Eric Worre, who single-handedly came in and a month later turned us on our ear. 100%.
Ear?
So
Jesus.
let me see. This just in.
Are we getting
Julie, there's a couple of things. Julie, if you feel like you want to share a couple of those things,
I feel like
then
you're
feel
talking
free
me.
to. If not, we can, talk about that maybe another time. Julie Stevens, a girl that's
Well,
been
sure.
here from the beginning. Where are you at, Jules? Okay.
I'm right here.
Girl,
Okay.
move
I'm
closer.
back away because I have no office space, you guys. I'm in a condo. So anyway, I asked Anne, I was like,
Closer.
should I share some of this stuff? And she's like, that's up to you.
First off, she spells her name Jewely. That's wild to me. But you know what? It is what it is, and I'm just hating on it because it's my name in a different way. Ignore me. I'm being a child, but also weird. Also, can you move closer? Can you push what you're sitting on a little closer? What is happening? I can't even see her
Well, I also asked Ray
very well.
if I should, and he said, yeah, it's the truth. It needs to be out. So he had an SED call yesterday. And oh my gosh, you guys, Ray's not worried. Like, that's all I can say is Ray's not worried. First of all, since he was let go, he doesn't have to pretty much the whole contract is void.
I love that we're getting tea right now. Listen, this is tea on Stewart.
I don't know if you guys read the whole thing. I read it twice. It was actually a little entertaining. At first, through the first 7 pages, I was like, this is really personal. And then obviously we got into some questions, right? So a couple of questions that I was curious on that he answered. I'll just share with you guys. As far as personal spendings, Monat's a privately owned company. That's how the book works sometimes. And if you guys have privately owned companies, you know what it is. And actually the $150,000 it paid off.
Jennifer Balbo. Oh, phew, y'all. Ray's not worried. Right. Because why would Ray say, yeah, I'm worried? Ray wouldn't.
Off a credit card. That was an American Airlines card for trips. Another thing is Stuart was over that stuff. So it's kind of weird that he brought it up because he was overhead of commissions and he was also in charge of all that stuff. Let's see. Issues regarding oh yeah, and by the way, he has volunteer auditing. So Ray has, this is why he's not worried. He was just trying to share with us. He has volunteer auditing from the highest. I actually can read it, the text from him to you guys. Here it is. Because somebody posted that all these exchange commissions and everything's going to come after us. Okay, so I sent that to him. I was like, what are you saying in regards to this? And he's like, that's absurd. SEC, that regulates the sales of securities. We are 100% privately owned by my dad and me, practically debt-free. We defraud ourselves. Anyway, we are audited by BDO, top 5 auditing firms.
She said practically debt-free. You either are or are not.
Voluntarily. It's not necessary, but they do it. He does it because he's always making sure that things are covered, right? Ray doesn't cut any corners and he's above and beyond making sure that things are lined up and in order, right? Yeah, top 5 auditing firms voluntarily every year. We bank with HSBC, top tier global banks. That's why, and we do it because they want first class stuff. So let me go over to these other notes real quick and I'll just share 2 more things. I want to actually share my personal stuff on this.
All right, Julie.
Early last year, I started getting messages from friends and they were telling me, I heard something, Monat is selling the company. And I was like, what? Monat's selling? That's insane. Urdaneta is this is their family company. They'd never sell. I argued against it. No joke. pretty convincing stuff that I was hearing, pretty convincing stuff. I freaked out. I was digging into it. I was even asking Ray, and he's like, what? Like, where's this stuff coming from? We got on an SED call last year. Ray was completely clueless about these rumors. Okay. He was like shocked. Someone else wasn't at all. I'll just say that. A lot of us were not shocked about the rumors. So Ray was trying to figure it out, you guys. And it was not until January that I found out that where those rumors came from. And if you guys read the lawsuit, now you know where they came from as well. Literally, Stuart was going behind Ray's back trying to get investors to sell out the company.
We are definitely watching something that they are not going to be happy about watching. Let's listen to that again.
Not until January that I found out that where those rumors came from. And if you guys read the lawsuit, now you know where they came from as well. Literally, Stuart was going behind Ray's back trying to get investors to sell out the company.
Ooh.
That's absurd. And Ray was really upset over it. And Ray was hurt over it. Ray didn't know why Stuart was meeting with these guys because Ray told him, like, I don't want to go have drinks with you at 9 o'clock at night. This happened several times. Okay. So Ray finally had a meeting with one of them, and actually, like, it was like, let's see what this is all about. Because Ray's like, something's going on, right? And his whole family is saying something's fishy for years. Ray went and actually met with one of the investors just to see what this was all about. He was never going to sell. It's his family business. He says, I'll never sell my family legacy business. At the end of that conversation, the investor said, my stipulation is Stuart gets more money and he stays on. So Ray had red flags go up, and Ray was like, this is not good. And he was starting to get a little antsy. We found out from someone else at another corporate position, not with Monat, but with another company, that yes, Stuart was looking for investors and he was planning on retiring at his 10-year mark. You can put 2 and 2 together on that. There's no need for investors unless you need more money. And obviously Stuart's fighting for his 3% share right now. So I think this is all very personal. Stuart wasn't going to stick around. Of course, he didn't care if the family like sold, right? Like, that's how I feel. I think if there was more to it, it would have been in that lawsuit. Now, we are not taking it to court. You guys need to know that. Not taking it to court. We're going to try to settle it on the side personally between the two of them. They're going to try to settle all this. The court date could take up to 2 years. The counter takes 3 to 4 weeks. So that's what you guys can be expecting. But right now, all I can tell people who's like worried, I'm like, you guys, the truth will come out. The counter will come out. The truth will come out. And right now we need to just pray for our enemies, that we no longer have enemies. We need to not jump.
We need to pray for our enemies. Julie, you are making Stuart even more of an enemy right now. Did you know that they could use this in the lawsuit?
To conclusions like I did last year when I heard the company was selling. I freaked out. I was tripping out, you guys. It was so convincing. That's the time when I actually thought about leaving Monat for about 4 hours. 4 hours. I was like, I don't want to work for anyone besides the Ernetas. Like, what am I going to do? You know, and I started freaking out. And then I was like, what am I doing? I'm loyal to the product, the company.
David, this is so funny. David said, what if Stu outprays you? That is such a vibe.
They've paid me on time. What am I doing? I looked at other compensation plans during that 4 hours and I was like, everything else out there is garbage. I don't want to work for these people. I had those moments too, you guys. I did not get the chance to talk to some of these people who left our company, who left because of those rumors. The lawsuit. That's why a lot of our people are leaving. I'm hearing it all day long. I've adopted 7 new frontline girls just this past week. And all those girls, they said it made the girl who left my upline did make it sound like Monat was selling and they were going under. So I want you guys to know that the company sales were hit hard since the beginning of last year for a reason. When you do not have trust with your company, you will not sell for your company. You will not sell. My girls were hitting the e-brake hard because of these rumors. Some of my girls left because of these rumors. I didn't have the truth. I didn't have the facts until January. But in September, you know what I did? I decided this is my ship. This is my ship. I'm on this ship. If I want this ship to sail, if I want this ship to succeed, I have to make it succeed. I have to stand up. I have to be the spokesperson for this company. I have to lead my team with integrity. I have to lead my team to their success because families are relying on these paychecks right now. This company's always paid me. I can track every single penny in that CV. You guys, when I was concerned about the CV, Ray FaceTimed me, actually Zoomed me, and let me see the back office of corporate and the payouts and the CV and the percentages, all the way down to the every single freaking penny on sales. I'm still here because I trust him. I'm still here because I've never been shorted. I'm still here hustling harder than ever because our company needs us to stand up and make us blow up on purpose, because right now there's a lot of people counting on us.
Kat said, that's a lot of loyalty for a 99.6% failure rate. Julie said, ding, 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 got assigned 7 people that week, so growth had nothing to do with her. The Zen of Luck said, anti-MLM movement is really hurting these people. Yes, absolutely. 100%. Let's see. Petty is so invested, OMG.
To fail. And I just want to disappoint them. So here's my encouraging message to you guys. In about a year or two, when things aren't going as planned for some people who are not here anymore, they're going to come back, because I experience this year after year with every company that tries to build their companies off of ours. We're going to be here. We're going to be working. These people who left who are going to come back are going to be going with the people who are working hard now. So if you want to attract some people who are going to be looking for another home or to come back home, you need to be that for them. You need to show that you're not phased. You're going to keep running. Your families are depending on you right now. Your own self-worth is depending on you. I put a reel out late last night, talking about what happens to us is not as important as what happens in us. How we react to this issue, how we react to all of this, that's your character. That's what you get to take home with you. That's what you get to sleep good at night with. Have good character. Do not feed the stuff, just like Jacqueline said, just like Christina said, even Natalie. You guys, we can't feed the monster. We have to defeat the monster with truth, and we have to go out there because we truly believe that God has his hand on this company. I truly believe it. You guys, I've never told anyone this. I told one person yesterday. In 2014, when Ann was messaging me, I was very hesitant on signing up with this company.
Look at all the people they lost.
Because rumors, you hear it all, right? And there was this gut feeling that I had that I could not avoid. And I've only had this feeling a few times. It was when I gave my life to Christ, and it was when I decided to choose my husband. I had this feeling, and God was saying, you need to do this because the company's going to need you to lead it in a way that needs to be led.
Dude, what she's saying is
You
crazy.
guys, go back and look at who I was in 2014. I was so scared. I was a nothing. I was a nobody. I didn't even have a dress.
She is fighting tooth and nail for these people to believe her. I mean, she is working hard. Man, there's so many good books. Sorry, I'm looking at some things on my phone.
I didn't even have anything to wear. I was such a peon. But I knew that God was bigger than me. And I knew that if he called me to do something brave and scary, that
Remember when Anne at the beginning of this talked about how she wee-weed a little bit in her pants? I'm sorry, I can't help it.
he would carry me through. And I did it. And you guys, that feeling has come back stronger than ever right now. And I feel like God needs us to help. He needs us to help with the rumors. We need to put an end to it. He needs to help us with our vision, because people will follow people who know where they're going. And if all we're doing is fighting and arguing and worrying about stuff that's already going to be proven false, we're going to be okay, you guys. I firmly believe it. I would not steer you wrong. I would not steer you wrong. If we were going under, I'd be the first one screaming, okay? But I'm not going to scream unless I have facts. But now I have facts, and so I'm screaming to you guys. Don't worry about the lawsuit. It's null and void. Anybody can sue anybody for anything right now.
It's
okay?
true.
We don't know what's going on. All we know is we've been paid. You can go into your commission detail report and you can look at every penny that you get paid on from every market partner. Did you know that? I did. Guess what? I've been doing it for 9 years. All right. So I think that's all I really had to say over all of this stuff. I believe more now than ever that God is requiring us to rise up. That's you. That's you. That's you. It's everyone. It's not just me. This responsibility is not just me. If God calls you to something, he's going to call you through it, and he is going to lead you through it. And you guys, there's so many other people out there that have no idea there's a lawsuit going on. Our customers have no idea. My MMBs and below don't know. The only thing they know is because they followed other people, and then they see reels. I've unfollowed everybody. I haven't seen anything bad on any of my social media. So I'm in a pretty good mood. But anyway, this stuff is crazy because it's lawsuits, and it's like you don't want to get sued for slander or anything like that. But what I just shared with you is what Ray said that I could share with you guys too, because he said it's the truth. So I just want you guys to know this. I'm running full speed ahead, not blindly. I understand what's going on behind the scenes, and I have my answers. If I didn't have answers, I would try to get them for you guys. So that's all I have to say, Anne. I love you guys, and thank you so much for just being a part of the movement that's going to rise us above this.
The tea that was just spilled about Stuart and Ray and all that is just mind-blowing, to be honest. And the fact that I don't know if this is public, so maybe that's why they shared. Oh, now it's public. Hee hee ha ha. You're welcome, Stuart. I don't know if like they put this out there publicly, or if someone sent me this and it wasn't like already public. I don't think that this should have been done. One, because it's easy to make it public for others to see, and two, because this could be used against them in the lawsuit. Like this could be used against Ray and Monat.
Just like Anne said, this is a wave. And this wave will literally fly us into the next decade if you choose it to. You can't get pulled under the waves. You can't get caught up in the riptides. You guys, we got lives to change. We got people who need to pay their bills. Things aren't changing in the world, but what is changing is a situation that we can help them with. We can teach people how to be independent. We can teach people how to be successful.
Send the video to Stu. I'm gonna be real honest. I don't give a shit about Stu. There's no way I'm gonna send this video to him. But if I was a little bit more bitter, I would, just to spite Monat. But frankly, I'm not trying to help Stu. I don't care. I don't care about either of them.
But we won't do that unless we have trust. So that's why I share all this with you guys, so you guys can have trust with who's leading us and who's paying your paychecks. Because I do. I have full trust. So I'm here with you guys. Thank you.
Perfectly said, Julie. Thank you so much for contributing.
You're
And
welcome,
at the end
Anne.
of the day, guys, that's it. When I started this business, you know my story. Like we started in a desperate, broken place, and God kept telling me that he was going to bless me and I would be amazed. And I didn't know how it was coming. I knew it was coming. And then I stood on a mountain in Jackson Hole, Wyoming, and begged for this kind of an opportunity because I felt like it was the only thing I could do at home to change our circumstances.
First off, I'm sorry if you can hear Luna. She's in a talkative mood. Second, if you're a member, and I sent the Discord link, and it's acting up. It's weird. So I'm going to try to do it again this evening. So please ignore that. Hey. Thank you so much. Also, we're almost done with this video. God bless us. It's been an hour and 21-minute video. Y'all should be proud of me. 2.5 hours so far. Me? Anyway.
And then one night after a desperate prayer, here came Monat. And I knew immediately, I had a feeling in my gut. I just knew this was the thing that was going to change everything. And so I went out in blind faith. I had no experience. I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how it was going to happen. But I stepped out in faith because I knew God was telling me, this is what I have for you. And 10 years later, I look back and I see what he did. And I see all the waves that hit us and all the things that came, the doubt, the worry, the he said, she said, the people that came, the people that left, all of it. And I look back and I say, God did this. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes, but God did this. And I know now the next 10 years are going to be better than the first 10.
What is in that shampoo? Damn. Right, Silo? Like, for them to say this, what? It better be made of gold. We know it's not. This lady is, I mean, all of these people, the way they're using God and just the faith manipulation, we're not surprised, but also they are really honing in on this idea of cult and giving Stu some ammunition.
Because God is still moving. And I trust that. I know where my faith is. It's not in people, because people will fail. You know, we can't trust, we can't put all of our faith and trust in other people. We have to trust our relationship with God. We have to trust where we are going and what we need. And when you focus on those things And just know your leadership stands strong. Our top leaders in this company are still here. They're still fighting. They're still growing. They're still blowing things up. And we are just ready for the next
Blowing things up, but not in a good way.
wave. And we want to address the issues, but then we want to move on. And it's now time to move on. It's time to move on. And so choose today where you want to go and what you want and go after it. And don't let anybody get in the way of what your dreams are. Don't let anybody steal your dreams by rumors, ugly gossip, any of those things. And like Julie, like I know the truth. I know what's going on behind the scene. I know all the things, and making my decision to stand with Monat, there was never a better decision out there. So here we go. Yeah. Okay. So Alicia Blanco, somebody said Alicia Blanco needs to close out the call with a prayer. I know she gets on her mamacita calls and she closes it out with a prayer. So Alicia, I don't know. I'm throwing this at her and she's like, girl, you didn't even tell me.
Ooh, girl, it is an honor. I will never turn down an opportunity to pray. And in fact, just know that
Alicia Monique? Alicia Monique? Hell no. There's no way I'm listening to that damn prayer. This is starting to feel like the epic WFAB Zoom. Oh, absolutely. Y'all, we're not listening to that prayer. We're over and out. We are going bye-bye. And I'm going bye-bye because my dinner's here and it's been 2.5 hours and I love you all, but I'm hungry. Thank you for being a part of this long live that was wild. I have not heard tea like that in so long. Thank the Lord. You know? Anyway, if you're wondering what that link is that's pinned, it's my new Instagram that's focused on like my books, my Bookstagram. If you want to support me there, that'd be great. Thank you so much. I hope you have a wonderful day. I will see you later. And I'm not prepared to close this out, but now I'm about to be. Is there something else I want to say? Oh, like the video if you can. That'd be great. Leave a comment once I end it. That would be great. And thank you for being here. Okay, everybody. Bye.